What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TD PHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We got a three-peat. We got a three-peat. This is the third video of the day. I couldn't let this one pass up because this was by popular demand. A lot of people asked me about a conversation that was had today in the remarks that Omar Kelly made on the Big O Show. So someone sent me the link of the snippet of everything Omar had to say. I listened to it and I said, yeah, let's go live. Let's do it. Three-peat like Lil Wayne. I hear you, Andres. You know what time it is. Y'all give me 1 second. Let me make sure we got our like button hit. That's why I think I keep hitting that button. Okay. Am I back? Yeah, okay. Hopefully y'all can see me. I'm sorry. I realize what's going on. I'm hitting this button that's taking me off. Yeah, I'm back. Okay. Anyway, I put the poll question in the comment section. So go ahead and answer. Are you concerned about Tua's work ethic? We're about to have this conversation because y'all want to have a conversation. So let's have it. I found myself as of recently trying my very best to defend Tua a little more. The reason why is because I'm not going to say I bought into a new regime will mean new things for him, but I'm hoping that a new regime means new things for him. So with that being said, I found myself trying to defend him a lot more, have a little more reason about, the past with him. But at the end of the day, the facts always stick out themselves anyway. So I'm really just gonna be raw and honest with y'all about everything in regards to Tua always. Okay. Now, Omar was, I guess, on the Big O Show today, and he brought up Tua's work ethic. Um give y'all a little backdrop on this. This isn't something that's new. Now, there's a large portion of this fan base that'll probably act like this is something new, but people like myself, I know Omar Kelly, and a few others have been reporting this for 2 years now. And it was one of the main disdains that Brian Flores had with Tua Tagovailoa is his work ethic. Flores felt like he didn't prepare like an NFL quarterback should. Many people felt like he was more concerned with the golf course than his craft in the National Football League. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This narrative. Somebody said, I thought you don't watch Big O. Somebody sent me, Roman, you might want to go at the beginning of this stream. Somebody sent me the link of Omar Kelly's clip earlier, and a whole bunch of people asked me my thoughts on it. So I watched the clip of the video, and I said, okay, I'll do a live about it because Omar Kelly basically is talking about something that has been here for quite some time now. Okay. So there you have it. If that helps. But either way, this has been something that's been going on for a while in regards with Tua Tagovailoa as far as a narrative. Okay. Now, there's been this narrative that he's not working hard, that he's not putting in the necessary work to be great at his craft. And a lot of people say, we're not there every day. We're not there day to day. We don't know what he's doing. And those people are correct. We are not there every day. We don't sleep in this man's house. We don't know what he's doing every single day, all day. Okay. So to automatically say that, he's not putting in enough work, it's a little judgmental. But why do people say this about him? Now, TD, nobody said that. Why are you just trying to hate on the kid? I already know that that's gonna come. Omar Kelly said it today, and this isn't the first time Omar Kelly has insinuated to it. He's been saying this for 2 years, and Omar Kelly at least went out on a limb today, which was interesting to me. Omar Kelly was filter free today. He basically was not naming names, but telling you pretty much a lot of people know this. Not one player, not Brian Flores, but several players and coaches have said this and have concern. This isn't a one-player situation. A lot of players feel this way. And I would ask why, but I don't know. Nobody knows why they feel this way, or maybe they know why they feel this way and it may be right to them. I don't know. Okay. I'm not in the building like we always talk about, right? Now, um, this started with him not knowing the playbook. I think him not knowing the playbook amplified the concern of his work ethic because it's rare not to know the playbook. I mean, you get 1 out of every 50 players that don't know the playbook. Like right off the bat, as soon as you get in the league, you may not master it, but you at least know the plays. The third string guys know most of the plays. You learn the playbook, and a lot of people started that narrative back when he didn't know the playbook. And that was a little damning to Tua. The whole admission of not knowing the playbook, to be quite honest with y'all. I don't think any Dolphin fan would have appreciated that. There was no way to work around that or make it sound good. Some people tried to say, well, he was rehabbing. Even more reason to know the playbook. That means you're grounded sitting there with more opportunity to sit there and learn it. But it is what it is. But for players to have that notion and for coaches to also have that notion, it makes you wonder if it's a concern. Another thing that Omar alluded to when Big O asked him, I mean, there is no indication that this kid isn't putting in the work. What do you hear? You don't hear him out at the nightclubs. You don't hear him out on the scenes, which is true. I don't never really see Tua on the scene. He may go to a Heat game or something like that, but I don't never really see him on the scene. But Omar Kelly brought up a good point. He said he's on the golf course. He's on the golf course all the time. And some people are like, so what? I mean, the kid has a life too. And we had this conversation on Stephen D's morning show not too long ago. Do you think your quarterback should be on the golf course if they don't know and or have mastered the playbook? And I see the concerns about, I'm going to end this first poll. I'm going to end the first poll that I have here. It says, are you concerned about Tua's work ethic? We have 122 votes, and it is 50-50. Half the people are concerned, the other half isn't. So there's concern. If you got 50% concerned, I want to get down to where that comes from. Yeah, I really want to get down to where that comes from. Why are we concerned? And should we be? Okay. But I'm going to put this in the comment section. Should you be golfing if you haven't mastered your craft? I'll just say that. Because that can go in any field. Oh, well, I put it in the comment section. I wanted to put it in a poll. So let me copy paste. I want y'all to answer that poll. Should you be golfing if you haven't mastered your craft? And I'm not making any conclusions here. I'm asking y'all. 50% of y'all worried about his work ethic. The other 50 aren't. Fair. I don't care either way. But answer the question, should you be golfing if you haven't mastered your craft? Now, I want to break this down, that conversation between Big O and Omar Kelly, because I thought there was something distinct that was said. Okay? When they say work ethic, I'm going to ask y'all a question, and I want y'all to put it in the comment section. Does it look like Tua's working really hard this offseason on his craft? Let me know in the comment section. I'm not going to poll this one. I just want to see your yeses and nos. From what we see on social media, does it look like he's working really hard to master his craft? I should see a whole bunch. Well, I think I'm going to see a whole bunch of yeses. Now, well, it's mixed, yes and no, which is interesting because it may be the issue that I have and what we're going to talk about. There is a difference. Omar Kelly was very specific when Big O brought up the fact the kid's busting his behind. You don't see him working. There is a difference between working on your body and your fitness and your shape than there is on your craft. Reading defenses, specific throws, identifying coverages. I mean, working on all of the actual football intangibles, not your body. Doing both. All we see is him working on his body, and nothing's wrong with that. We need him to. That's the proper course. But is he in the film room all day and all night? Like Tom Brady, 14 hours a day with that remote in his hand, a man who has a wife and children, 14 hours a day. Our quarterback ain't got a wife nor kids that we know of. All we see is workouts, but do we know if he's working on his game? The intellectual part of the game, the preparation for the game. I didn't answer that question. I'm just asking the question. Now, let's continue to break down what Omar was very specific about that many may have glanced over. Omar made it clear he's not talking about putting in the physical work. He's talking about your game preparation. Does Tua really do all he can to prepare for a game? That's what people question in his work ethic. And I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I have no clue. I don't know the answer to that. But I will tell you this. Omar said one thing that made my nose turn up that I didn't even know. And trust me, I hear just like him and others from people about this quote unquote work ethic or lack thereof. I hear just like them. And I don't discuss it. I just bring it up as it could be an issue. But he said something very specific that rocked me to the core of like, oh my God, are you kidding me? This man said that Tua Tagovailoa was on a golf course on game day. Before a game, on game day. I don't care what you got to say about that. If you're on the golf course on a game day, and then Omar backed it up by saying, are you really preparing for the game? On game day, I had to rewind and make sure I heard it correct. And it looked like Big O knew what he was talking about because he actually named somebody, one of the beat writers. He was like, yeah, he was out there, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, on game day? And Omar kept saying people in his work ethic are questioning his game preparation. Is he truly putting in the work to prepare for a game? On game day. These aren't TD's words. So the haters, I know y'all gonna be in here trying to come at me. Oh, this is what Omar Kelly just reported today. On game day? And if it is cap, Omar Kelly put himself out there and said that this happened. And if you listen to the interview, Big O looked like he knew all about it. Like, yeah, him and who was it? Dang, I forgot the name of the person. I forgot the name of which beat writer. Because Big O named the beat writer. Yeah, him and maybe may play around. on game day? And it makes me think about Brian Flores and how militant he was with Tua and how many people say mean he was with Tua, right? And it's like, as a head coach that sat in New England for like 14 years and watched what it took to be great at that position, and then to see your guy not putting in that level of work to try to be great, I would have been militant too. I'd have been all up in him every day too. I would have been all up in him. I would have been giving him the business. I would have been giving him the business. Somebody said, where's the proof? You're a beat writer. You're a journalist in Miami. This is what they're saying. And then Omar tripled down. He told Big O, why don't you ask all the other beat writers? He named 4 of them. This one, that one, that one, and that one. Why don't you ask every single one of them what they hear about his work ethic and watch them dance around the question? Oh, yeah, I'll ask them if they share the same sentiments as you, Omar. No. Don't ask them about me. This is what Omar said. Ask them what they, because all of them know what I'm talking about and what we're all hearing the same thing, but they wouldn't dare come out in the national media and say it because they scared, which, to an ears, they could be very aggressive. You see how they got all the big time media people shook. Who they got? They got your boy on FS1, Kyle Hurd. They be having him shook. They got your boy over there on PFT shook. They come in there. You can't say nothing bad about Tua. They come at you. But like Omar said, he tripled down and literally said, ask any one of the other beat writers that come on your show frequent. Ask them, and I bet you they dance around it because they're scared to say what they've heard. They're scared to say what they've heard. So all this is cap, or I need proof. Hold your beat writer accountable. This is what he's saying. And if it's true, I can't wait to hear some of the other ones ask to see if they either dance or they reiterate, yeah, I've heard some things here and there. But let's be honest, our beat writers, most of our beat writers been sold out. I'm shocked because Omar Kelly, listen, I used to didn't have a thing for Omar Kelly. But I'm going to tell you, for the last few years, he done called it how he see it. It could care less about the retaliation. And that's what I appreciate in journalism. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. And we already know the rest of them beat writers. They sold out. They sold out ever since last year for me in camp. That's why I went to camp. I said, hey, boy, everything is all roses and perfume. Let me go to camp. I go to camp. Anything I see bad, they don't tweet. Anything I see good, they tweet. No, that ain't what we doing. That ain't what we doing. That's not what we doing. But at the same token, if you're at the golf course before a game, that is beyond concerning to me. That is beyond concerning to me. And my opinion about even playing golf, because y'all got to understand, golf ain't no 1 hour pickup game. At a minimum, you're going to be at a golf course 4 to 6 hours. You putting a lot of time in it. Not only are you putting a lot of time in golf, but you also practice golf for the rounds. Most of these guys that really love the game like Tua does now, they don't just go out there and play the game. Go out there and play the game. They put work in. They go into the range. They doing this. They doing that. They putting the work in. They putting the work in. And my thing is, I'm sorry. I have a preference in my quarterback and how hard they work. I want a quarterback that's doing nothing but making this game their life to be the best version of himself he could be. If you go play golf every day and put about 6 hours into that, do you think he could be better if he put them 6 hours into football? Please tell me. If you're going to put 6 hours a day into in golf, do you think he could be a better quarterback if he put them 6 hours into football? And don't worry, y'all. This stream, I was already prepared for my haters because they in here. You weird, bro. Why you listening to somebody that's weird? Why? Who's the weird one? Who's the weird one? You just a fan. Never claim to be more. Never claim to be more. Appreciate that, by the way. Oh, man. Tua Woods. Y'all a mess, man. It kills me, man. But real talk, though. I could see where this could be a concern. I could see where this definitely could be a concern. Also, make sure you punch that like button. Make sure you punch that like button. TD Facts 100. Yeah, listen, y'all. They don't like that. They don't like that. They don't like when most of y'all in here saying facts. They want to come in and try to know any narrative. See, here's the deal. You don't have to agree with a narrative, but at least consider it. You are like this ain't like if somebody could actually show you, if Xavier Howard could walk in here right now anonymously and nobody would ever snitch on him and they ain't got to worry about nobody telling on him, and he could say, man, TD telling y'all the truth right now. This kid really ain't in it. He really ain't in it. He out there on the golf course even before a game. He ain't putting the extra time in like most people. All y'all would do is jump on him. Somebody in the building watching this every day, you jump on them. God can come tell you that this is true, and you jump on them. So it really don't matter. It really don't matter. And what I would prefer some of y'all answer is, if it was true, if you don't believe it, right? If it was true, then what would you do? Not care anyway, or make an excuse like it's all right. So why does it matter? Why get mad at it if you don't believe it's true? Because even if it was true, you would justify it in your mind because most of y'all worship him. You ain't a neutral person that comes in and say, gosh, I hope this not true. Because guess what? TD hopes it's not true too. I didn't say it happened. I'm telling you what a beat writer reported. I'm not the one who said it happened, and you're getting mad at me. I hope it's not true. You see, that's neutrality. I hope it's not true. But a beat writer reported it, and that concerns me. It concerns me that if it is true, gosh, this is what we're dealing with. This is why Flores was the way he was. And they've been reported this is why Flores was the way he was. See, Vic517, I got to use you as an example. He said, TD, you reaching. Come on, bro. Stop feeding into the nonsense. How am I reaching? A beat writer, one of our reporters. This is what news is. And let me ask y'all, why does news that you don't believe hurt you so much? That you don't want to believe? Why does it hurt you so much? If you don't believe it, no, I don't believe that. Keep it moving. Please answer me that. Why does it hurt and bother people so much? Just because you don't believe it. But what if it was true? What if they cut him tomorrow and a year later everybody feel comfortable and they start saying, yeah, there was multiple instances where there was concern about his work ethic? Y'all ain't gonna come back and be like, dang, TD, you were right. No. And then you hear even Big O say, yeah, but even if that was true, Omar, about his work ethic, maybe that was because of the regime, Flores. He didn't feel like he wanted to put the work in for Flores. Anything that doesn't seem right for him, it can't be true. I'm telling y'all, some of y'all need to check y'all your idolatry at the door, man. Real talk. KP, what you got on this, man?
Nah, man. TD, you're 100% right, man. Listen, in some ways, it is the chicken or the egg argument, right? But people want to act like Flores and his, rookie regime of coaches didn't have legitimate reasons for the way Tua was handled. I just came off another channel talking about how the entire offense changed once you inserted Tua into the game, right? The coaches put in a more conservative, less threatening overall offensive scheme when Tua became the starting quarterback. Now, the question then becomes why, right? Tua supporters would say it's because Flores and gang were sabotaging him at the most extreme. Then they'll say, oh, it's because they didn't know what they were doing. They were terrible coaches, right? I don't believe either of those excuses. I think that they were coaches, professional coaches, who assessed the man's abilities at the stage of his career in which he was and sought to create an offense that they thought he could handle, right? And so they created a scheme around what they observed Tua could do, right? But none of these Tua-non people will make Tua accountable for what he brought to the table to begin with. And I think that's at the core of what Omar Kelly is constantly, poking around here in his conversations with Big O. And that's what you've commented on, from the beginning as well. And I'm not putting all the blame on Tua either, right? Because he is a young quarterback. He does have to learn. There is he has to learn what it takes to be an NFL quarterback. Things aren't going to be just laid out on a carpet like they were at Alabama for him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that Flores would even tell you that there were mistakes that he made in his, coaching regime, in his regime and his administration. But the thing I don't get is people don't want to put responsibility and hold Tua accountable for what he brought to the table and how he executed when he was given the chance, And so.
So do you think he has a work ethic issue, though?
Man, if he does, it may have something to do with something else people have talked about, which is that learning disability or that being he's not a conventional learner.
I've never used
Maybe that's too strong
one.
language.
I don't even like it. Yeah, learning disability. I'm not.
Well, yeah,
I don't
that's too strong. That language is too strong
at all.
Right. It's just a different way of learning, right? That may appear to some who don't know how to deal with the way he learns as some form of negative, but in reality, he's more of a hands-on learner. He has to, make the mistakes to get it over time. Whereas another quarterback may be able to be more astute in studying a playbook, observing and applying what he could take from paper onto the field. So I'm not ready to say that he has a work ethic problem in a sense. I think he may go about it a different way, a non-conventional way that appears to be a work ethic problem. He's a good kid. He says the right things. He's accountable for his own actions. When you interview him, he says, man, I got to be better. Every time I've seen him, he's been a stand-up guy. But that has nothing to do with how effective he's been.
I agree.
So quick question. That's where I'm at with Tua, man. I
Well,
want him
quick,
to be good. I want him to prove me wrong. I want him to be great, and hopefully he can this season.
well, quick question, because I'm gonna do one by ones on this stream, so I'm gonna have to move on to someone else. But quick question: so, what is your outlook for him this season? Scale of
And
1 to 10. Success, ultimate success being 10, failure being 1.
I see him at a 6.5, man, with the
Is that gonna
chance
be good
to.
enough?
With the talent we have, it can get us into the playoffs. Can it get us a Super Bowl? I don't think he has shown the gumption to be a Super Bowl level quarterback at
Is the
any stage of what we've seen.
6.5 gonna be good enough to see a year 4?
If there are better options out there, no. If we can
All right.
upgrade, no.
All right, thanks, bro. Appreciate you coming through.
No doubt. Thanks, man. Peace.
Man, oh man. I'm trying to get to everybody that I can backstage. On Iran, you're next after Nicole Monroe. What's up, Nicole? Hello, Nicole. Nicole unmuted, but she's not there. Nicole, maybe go out and come back in. We can't hear you if you can hear us. I'd like to hear your opinion on all of this. Thank you. Come back. Go out and come back in. All right, on Iran, man.
Oh,
Talk
man.
to me, homie.
How's it going, TD?
I'm good, man. Talk to me.
All right. I got 2 takes for you on this.
Talk to me, man.
Here's the first take. And we're not going off of speculation or let's go off of what we know, what we've seen.
Okay.
We've seen Tua play golf in the past when he doesn't know the playbook.
Mm-hmm.
It's concerning. I mean, I'd say that's equally concerning.
I mean, that's simple. That's simple, right?
Right. Yeah.
1 plus 1 equals 2.
That's it.
And people get mad when we don't say 3.
Here's the other take. I know maybe there's a reason he's playing golf. Maybe he's prescribed to play golf. That's pushing it, I think, maybe. But the hip, right? I mean, that's kind of like a hip thing, even with golf. Is it a builder? Is it physical therapy? Do you think?
Well, let me ask you. Well, I don't think it's a physical therapy. When you talk about how he got in the game, he talked about it himself. He loves the game. Okay. Now,
right.
Here's the deal on that. They use that as an excuse to make it fit. Well, that's good for his hip and all that. That narrative came and people ran with it. Never looked back. Okay. He never said such a thing for himself. Okay. Also, even this year, is he going to be playing that much golf this year? Because his trainer just said he's back to Alabama form, if not stronger. So does he need to continue? If I'm going to even believe that narrative. So no, I don't agree with that.
No. So, that's just the take that someone could take. But let's say this. I'll be really concerned if he doesn't perform because of knowledge of the playbook. I mean, he has a new playbook to learn this year. He's out playing golf. It's concerning because we've seen it before. When he's not ready to play football, he's out practicing his golf game. It's concerning. Absolutely. I'd say that at the least.
I don't get this notion. Like, I'm hearing a lot of fans, and it's scaring me. Like, they've really, he could play golf, it's his time, this and that. Like, do we not have a preference in what our quarterback should be like? And why isn't he hungry enough to have that mentality automatically? Right. Like, literally nothing but football. Right. This is a prime opportunity. If you truly want to be one of the greatest, put the work in to do so.
And it's already rubbed a lot of people in the NFL, coaches, Flores for sure, that Tua isn't that mainstream personality. I'm coming in here. I'm the captain. Let's go, guys. Let's go. We got this. And enticing everyone, encouraging everyone, motivating everyone. It's already enough that he's said he's not that kind of leader. He's not the guy that's going to go ride someone's ass. He's the type that's going to go pull someone to the side. And did you freeze up, TD? No, you're there. Never mind. You're there. He's not the type that's going to really grind on someone. He's going to pull him to the side. He said, talk about what happened and compromise and maybe meet in the middle. And I honestly, that I hated that when he said that. I was just like, man, like if you know this dude goofed and he's not doing it right, and you know he's not getting it, you at that level, like I don't know, it's kind of an alpha thing, but
Yeah.
I mean you gotta let him have it, bro. You gotta let him know he's messing up and he's holding you guys back. We're trying to win a Super Bowl this season. You know who we got? We got Tyreek Hill on this team. What are you doing out here, boy?
We're loaded. We need the max out of him
telling
that we
you,
can get, and him to
everybody.
put all the work he can put in. I got a lot of other people backstage. I'm gonna ask you right before you leave. Scale of 1 to 10. 10 is the ultimate success for Tua. 1 is a failure. Where do you have him projected this season?
Oof, man, I don't know.
Come on, you got to give me something.
Oh,
Alexia,
okay.
I'm coming to you next.
We have to improve. So give me. Man, let's make it to the second round of the playoffs. Unless you're talking about,
You still didn't answer it. Come on now, give me something.
What is it?
Scale of 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
Tua's level of success this season, and that's on the scale of him being our quarterback next year because he earned it or not. I mean, give me your scale. You gotta give me something, bro.
I can't go further than a 7.5, man.
7.5. Well, is that
might be enough?
I actually like 7.5. I ain't knocking 7.5, but the 6.5 earlier, I can't get down with.
Right.
I can't get down with that.
He needs to put up at least a 7.5, I think.
Yeah,
this season.
I believe that's about exactly what he's gonna need to do this year.
Yep.
And that's not saying he got to be perfect.
No,
he ain't got to be Mahomes. He ain't got to be none of that. You know, give me some poor man's Derek Carr vibes. Upgraded Jimmy G vibes, and
Here you go. Here you go. Do the same thing you did last year with better ball placement.
As I always say, that's perfect. Appreciate you coming through, homie.
Be easy, man.
All right. We got Alexia next. What's going on, Alexia? I think you're muted.
Me?
Yes, I can hear you now. What do you have on this?
Yeah, so first I unsubscribe and subscribe like about 10 times. You get on my nerves. Secondly, I'm not here to talk about, to evaluate Tua. Because you're going to say I'm a Tua non, whatever, Tua near. But I want to talk about the specific thing that you came on the live for.
Yeah, of course. Awesome.
With the golfing, I believe he did it on the day of the game. I think he did it as a Tua non.
That's okay.
But I have explanation. You guys are gonna call it excuse.
Hold on. Let me make you famous.
No, don't do that. Look, if I'm at work and my organization treating me like HIT, they're literally getting another patronizing, getting another QB. They're literally treating. I don't know. Like, why would I be happy? I wouldn't even care at this point. Get me out of here.
But what does that say to your next employer if they knew you did that?
Well, we don't really hear a lot of people talking about it. So hopefully it doesn't say anything to the next employer. But honestly, I see this guy working every day. Every day we're seeing videos. Are those lies? No. So clearly he was unhappy. I would be unhappy.
So let me ask you a question. You work in a business office making...
I work from home.
No, I'm just saying, follow me on the scenario. If you work in a business office and you're making $1 million a year, right? And
I know where you're going to.
Your boss is just the worst ever. The environment sucks. Okay. You're not motivated. I get it. Okay. Now you're looking for another job. But in order to find another $1 million job, those type of jobs, they have to call your previous employer. They have to speak with them.
You know what? No,
and they have to ask them, how is your work ethic? Do you have a better chance of getting hired at McDonald's or that $1 million job?
TD, number one, I think they owe it to the guy, the way how they behaved last year. Can you imagine you're working in the back of your head, all those things happening every minute you go in front of the media? It's like something, they're asking you the same question and you have to stand up there and answer it. Can you even you laugh about it saying, oh, he didn't wear the black thing under his hat. He's fed up. He's you remember that?
That's when you unsubscribe.
They owe it to him to give him a good reference, number one. And two, the fact that you said they need to say good things about the work ethic. You were talking about the work ethic. The fact is, if it wasn't for how they were treating him, that wouldn't be, I don't think that would be happening.
So here's the difference that people need to understand, I believe. Okay, here's the difference. This is a way that we should consider looking at it. Okay, this is not a case where he's the best employee in the building and getting harassed.
It was the best they had at
This
the time.
This is a case where you're one of the lowest hanging employees. You're late every day. You don't turn your work in on time.
We're talking about Tua. He's not late.
Yeah. No.
We're talking about golfing.
Hold on. This is an employee who always makes errors. The boss has to come back and try to fix the errors. Always calling in sick. That's this type of employee. We act like this is the best employees that should be recommended for a promotion or something. See, when your performance at the job is so lackluster, they're going to harass you. They're going to come at you because they want you out the door. They want to find any way and all means to fire you. This isn't one of your best employees. Turn everything in on time. Do 2 times the work. Watch double the film instead of golfing. That type of stuff. These are salaried positions. Do you know when you're on a salary position? Do you know the difference between hourly and salary?
Mm-hmm.
So you know that even outside of work hours, if the workload ain't done, you are expected to put in additional time until it is done. That's why you are salaried. Tua Tagovailoa walked in the building when he got drafted. He said, hey, I want to go hourly.
I said, I don't have excuses. I have explanations. It's two different things.
But when you're a salaried employee and you're acting like you're hourly.
But someone said in the chat, they don't owe him nothing. That's true. They don't owe him a damn thing. Fine. But everybody is human. And it does. You feel a way for someone to be treating you a certain way, especially at work. That's somewhere you have to go every single day. And people in the chat they're killing me in the chat. But anyway, they're talking about being Tuanans and being a Tuaneer. But if you're you go to work every day, and you're going through what he was going through, I ain't putting in no work for you come Sunday.
But
and I don't care what you want to say. I don't care what.
I get it. No, I don't think you realize I get it. But understand, don't come to me complaining when your check's short. Don't come complaining when your check's short.
I didn't want Tua to come back. If Brian
or don't complain.
Tua and his agent should have been looking for another destination if Brian Flores was still there, to be honest. But he's not there. So let's see.
Okay. So if he don't perform well this year, then what?
No. I'm a Tuanan, as they say, Tuaneer, but this is his last straw. They put everything on him.
Then you're not a Tuanan and a Tuaneer then. Then you're not a Tuanan and Tuaneer. Hold on. How long have you been a Dolphin fan?
Not long. Not long.
Less than 2 years?
The year Tua came.
Oh, Lord. I told y'all you can't trust them. I told you can't trust them. I forgot. We got a new rule over here. We got to ask you.
The pandemic year. I was home doing nothing.
Oh, no. We got one, y'all.
Don't kill me, guys.
Pandemic.
Kill me in the chat.
A pandemic. Okay. So here's the real question. Tua gets traded to any team today, are you still a Dolphins fan?
Yes.
I told y'all, we have been infiltrated by temporary fans. I told y'all don't listen.
But I said I would still be a Dolphin fan.
You said you. Okay.
I said I would still. Be a Dolphin fan.
Why?
Because it's the first. Okay, first of all, you heard my accent.
Oh, this is your first team?
Yes, and Jamaica do have a
we,
football team, so
we
I
have,
end up already into the Dolphins spectrum.
So because you're seeing other players and getting acclimated with the team itself, and
okay, so that's my team. So that's my team.
I get it. You know what? I need to apologize to all the Tuaneers around the world. A select group of you, okay? If it's your first time being a football fan and you're a Dolphins fan and you love the team now, we welcome you. I think in about a year from now, you will be relieved from your stresses and worries about Tua Tagovailoa. Whether that be
you don't want him to improve?
No, that's not what I said. I said you will be removed from your angst about Tua because he will either be our franchise quarterback because he was amazing or he will be shipped out of here. So we don't have to live through this situation anymore. Now, I'll give you a pass because it's your first football team and there's room for you here if that's the case. But you know how many people this isn't their first team?
No, I don't.
If Tua's gone, they wouldn't like the Dolphins anymore.
No, I'll stick it out.
I don't know. Maybe you gotta. Maybe you have to. In order to get your citizenship into the Miami Dolphins, you might have to. That might have to happen just to see your loyalty. That might have to be tested because I'm telling you, less than
you know what's funny?
Pandemic fans.
I do not live in Florida. I don't live in Miami.
Where are you at?
I'm in Georgia.
Oh, see, she gonna be a Falcons fan, y'all. She knows and don't let them get traded to Atlanta. Don't let them get traded to it's a done deal. No. It is a done deal. Listen,
it's Miami.
No disrespect to you, Alexia, but pandemic fans, they are not to be trusted.
I am one. I can agree. I am a pandemic fan.
But I respect that. I respect that because at least you're honest. I don't have a problem with the honest Tuaneers. I actually love the honest Tuaneers because they're honest. They have undying loyalty for him, and you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do.
To be honest, he got on my nerves last season. He did.
Let's talk about it. Let's hear this.
And I said, you know what? This year, no, and I was ready for, and they organized both of them, the organization plus him. And I was like, because I was there saying, okay, they're treating you like this. Show them different, show them different, show them different. It wasn't happening. So I'm saying, okay, he can't prove to them that, I can do well. So I feel like he and his agent at this point, especially with all these things coming out with the owner and so forth, and they're trying to get Deshaun Watson. I'm like, he and his agent should be talking right now. He should leave. Mm-hmm. The disrespect on both parts. I'm like, he got to go. So if Brian Flores was still there, honestly,
you would have a big issue with that. So
yeah, it wouldn't work.
But you did say prove him wrong, prove him wrong, prove him wrong.
One had to go.
But you just said something important. You did say prove him wrong, prove him wrong, prove him wrong, and he didn't.
Honestly, he did it. I love him, whatever I want to be, but it wasn't. I don't know.
Do you and give me your honest truth. Give me your honest truth. I want you to sit your fanhood aside for a moment of him and give me your honest truth. Scale of 1 to 10. What are the chances that he will eventually this year prove us wrong? Scale of 1 to 10. 10 being absolutely, 1 being it ain't gonna happen. Be honest, take the fan out, try to give us the truth.
If he has good coaches, because honestly, you're gonna say it's excuse with his explanation. He never had good. He never had.
Got it now.
They didn't believe in him, So put that aside. If he has good coaches now to
Mhm.
coach him up, get him where he needs to be,
Weapons, protection.
I give it a 8.5.
Ooh,
If he
that's
doesn't,
bold.
because he has the tangibles. Even you say it. He probably don't have the tangibles of era or whatever, but he has it.
And I'm not debating that. You're right.
Right. But if he doesn't have the coaches, because clearly he's someone you have to coach up. So if he doesn't have it,
It'll show this year.
He got to go.
You know what? This is one of the most honest conversations I have ever heard from a self-proclaimed Tuaneer. And this is just beautiful. Just some honesty for once. Like, see, this is
a raw deal, though. Oh, that's what upset me with you, TD. Why I unsubscribed so much. TD will not admit this guy had a raw deal. From the get-go, they didn't give him a chance. The coaches didn't believe in him. No, come on. It's the truth. And you will never admit to it.
So Alexia, right here live. Hold on. Let me help you out. Tua Tagovailoa 1,000% had a raw deal. Yes, he did have a raw deal. But you still have to control what you can control. They have worked hard this offseason to take away that raw deal, which every quarterback deserves. But this is where it concerns me more because we've taken away that raw deal. If you do prove to be effective with what you have around you, you won't be able to have it forever. So when you start getting your money and other players get their money, because we have more young people on this team than most teams. So the money isn't really hitting people. But once this team starts to become a veteran team and the money matters, is he going to be developed enough by that time to be able to handle a semi-raw deal? Because at some point you're going to have to. That's why Russell Wilson came into this league winning Super Bowls, and as soon as that non-raw deal was gone, he got in that raw situation like most people get when the quarterback get the money, ain't doing nothing. So that's my only concern. So I agree. He did have a raw deal. I'm not debating.
I like that argument. And clearly we see that Tua isn't I don't want to use this. Say Joe Burrow. We have to use who is in his class. Joe, and what's the other one that was picked up after him?
Herbert.
I'm a Tuaneer, but it's like can people argue if Herbert had a bad O-line as well? So why are we arguing that Tua had a bad O-line and all of that? And it's like, oh Lord, maybe Tua just don't have the skill set that they have.
So let me ask you this.
But maybe he has things that they don't have to.
But we gotta. When are we gonna find that? What is it? What is it? That's what we.
I have a feeling this year we're gonna
discover what he has that they don't.
Yeah, because hopefully it's better coaching, because I really think it wasn't. But and you know what? I feel like he did try. A lot of times he knew he had a bad O-line. He tried to get out of the pocket. He tried to not get
Tua tried very hard on the field.
You curse him, you curse him. I feel like he tried. He knew.
No. I agree. He did try. He tried on the field. But remember, you came in saying you wanted to talk about the conversation that we started, right?
I don't know how we get to this. So,
is he giving his 100% all being on a freaking golf course? See, it's one thing to talk about. I know. I'm about to break that down. It's one thing to talk about because of his coaches and what's around him, he don't want to go put the work in. That's what we're saying about a guy who is blessed to be in a rare situation and he can destroy his entire career doing that. That is not smart to me. You should be working even harder. But remember, this golfing and stuff started before him and Flores even had an issue. This started in the off season of his rookie year.
Unfair. We don't know if he said it was the day of the game. We don't. Omar didn't give a timeline. He didn't. He said last season. I believe he said that, right? But he didn't say, oh, it was 2 years ago. It was when he just came in the league. It was whatever. No, I strongly believe what Omar's talking about was last season because he really went through it last season. So I really don't think it was before that because we can see the guy works.
That's a give up, though. Where do you see him working? What, on Twitter videos?
Where we see everybody. Where we see
Alexia
on IG.
So this is the point. That's working on your body. Everybody does that. Everybody's putting that work in because you're in the NFL. You got to stay prime, okay?
Maybe, okay. Some people
we're talking about watching film.
Suppose to as the type of person, because we're judging from the outside. He could have prepared from the that week leading up to that morning. You have some people, you have some people in school, they don't still study that morning going into the exam. They're like, you know what? I studied enough. I did whatever coming to that morning of the exam. What about people that suppose it was a morning game? He already prepared till morning. What do you mean?
So the difference is one is mental, the other is mental and physical.
Mm-hmm.
You should be preparing for your new opponent. There is no stop in preparation. Watch more film on the things they like to do. First of all, you can't even watch all the film in a whole week.
So you're not agreeing that everybody is different. Suppose golf calms him. Suppose golf is a mental thing for him.
So here's my rebuttal.
I don't know. I'm saying
no, I get it, but here's my rebuttal to that. Has it worked?
We don't know if it works. They won 7 straight games. What do you mean?
Yes,
so
no. The Miami Dolphins won 7 straight games, but Tua Tagovailoa in his play. All I'm saying to you is this, okay? Can we try it for once, being a student of the game?
You guys use wins and losses for QBs.
No, I don't. I don't use wins and losses for a QB. That's the one thing I don't do. I never use wins and losses.
You said that before in your challenge, so you're off the hook. You did say that. You don't
okay. I'm finna say because that's the one thing I never use.
You said that before. I agree with you.
What I'm saying is, why don't we try being a student of the game and making that your life, and let's see what results we get out of that. But since he's been in the NFL, he has not been 100% locked in on only football because every 3 days he on a golf course. And then go to press conferences and talk about what he scored.
Stop putting that out there. Okay, so if you're gonna talk about him being on the golf course, talk about him and his teammates meeting up and throwing. Talk about both. Because we see he do both. He does both.
No, you're missing it. You're missing.
And don't dispute the other.
You're missing it. Did you hear the reports coming out of the Chargers in Cincinnati that Herbert was freaking got a cot living in the building? Like this is what I want for my young quarterback.
Everybody's different. You can't want that.
Everybody, see, that's it.
Herbert. Go get Herbert. Stop fantasizing about Herbert. That's Herbert. You have Tua. Try to work with him until he's gone.
Why are you insulting me like this?
You're fantasizing about Herbert. Talking about he got a cut on where he lives. Come on now.
No, I'm saying these guys have been, there have been reports coming out of their camps of they live in the building. They don't leave the building. They are tuned and tapped in all day, every day to perfect their craft. I'm sorry, but if I'm going to be half behind in it, the results are going to show. They're just going to show.
Someone says Tom Brady watching film 20 hours a day.
Tom Brady watching film right now.
I think he do because they said Tom will text them. He has a group text that he texts them like middle of the night. So I think he do.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, let's really look at the greatest of all time. What Jordan say he was doing 3 a.m. to midnight. What Brady said he was doing. You see, I mean, what the greatest of all time, Floyd, all of these guys, what they say they were doing. Kobe. I mean, this is what it takes to be great. Every single great. Ray Allen was the greatest three-point shooter of all time before Steph. But Steph say he got his regimen from Ray. Like, Ray Allen, people used to go to their home gym for a home game, and Ray was the visitor, and he got there before everybody on the home team. And then when the game was over, he would be shooting on their court. This is the stuff I'm talking about. This is what it takes.
Let's get back to Tua.
This is what. Let me say this. Let me say this
These are
last
all,
thing.
I agree with everything you just said, but I'm saying these are all speculations on the guy.
No. There ain't no speculations. Listen, what I'm saying to you is this. This is what's amazing to me. If you are a Tua near, this should be the one area that you're actually getting on him about. Come on, man. We believe in you. Get in there and just do nothing but it. Show them how great you can be. This is the one area a Tua near should be screaming for him to actually focus on nothing but football. Screw golf. When you win your first Super Bowl, go golf every day. But this is what a Tua near should be the main persons that should be your message. If you don't want to criticize nothing on Tua, not you, but that's the only thing I feel y'all should, because I believe that's the gateway of him proving us wrong.
Jordan golf almost every day
after he was winning championships.
We don't know if it's after or before.
He said it. Did you not watch the documentary? Yes, this man got on the golf course. When was it? Like, it was like when the Bad Boy Pistons or whatever. This man wasn't doing that until he perfected his craft. And that's another thing. See, that's another thing too. Even if you give me an example of somebody that was golfing every day that's great, right? It's because they were great from day one, though. I could see if you were great from day one. See, if you're not great yet, you got to put the time in. You got to do nothing to, like, go relax and have fun once you know you that dude. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
like, y'all think I be down on Tua, but the truth is I'm extra hard on him because I want him to prove us wrong. It is the most profitable thing for Tua to be our franchise quarterback. We ain't got to use them first-round picks next year, nor the one after that to go up to get a quarterback.
Or try to get a good one out there.
And you're an Alabama fan?
No.
Oh, well, you're just a Tua fan. Because y'all going to be mad when Bryce Young replace him.
I like to give people chances, but people, I guess, don't want to do that.
T. Hill had a better work ethic than Tua. No comment. But I ain't going to lie. I got a lot of people backstage. I'm happy you came through, Alexia. Listen, on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you rank?
Hey, one more year. He has a new culture now. Let's see.
And stop unsubscribing. Just live with it. It's gonna be up and down.
By the way, this was the most boring draft I've watched.
Because Tua wasn't in it.
Because we had no picks.
Hey, give me a scale of 1 to 10 first. Success.
I'm giving him you see, it's hard because I don't know how he's gelling with this new coaching staff. So I'm still going to say 8. I know they say I'm reaching in the comments, but 8.
All right. I mean, that ain't bad. I mean,
if it's 8, that means he's going to stay. If it's not,
exactly. Anything 7.5 or better, he's staying. Okay. Anything sub that, I'm sorry. He got to go. All right. Appreciate you coming through, Alexia. Stop unsubscribing. All right. All right, man, let's go. We got a lot of people backstage. I'm going to try to get to every single one of y'all. I got Nicole, then I got Shake Money coming up. Nicole, are you there this time?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Awesome. I'm sorry about last time. I don't know what happened. I couldn't hear you.
No, for some reason, my My speaker on my phone is broke, so I had to use my headphones I was looking for.
You're
But
good. I can hear you loud and clear this time. Talk to me. What you got on this conversation?
isn't what he was golfing, right? Isn't that some type of exercise or another sort of exercise or no?
He could be bowling. We can look at it as an exercise. Golfing can be seen as an exercise. Anything you do moving your body could be an exercise. Him walking from the first hole to the ninth hole is an exercise. So, and let me say this before I continue to go. How old are you?
I'm 13.
Ah man, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let you ask a question. I'm gonna answer, but I can't keep you on. YouTube rules now. If you're under the age of 18, they have specific kid rules. And matter of fact, you know what? Don't worry about it. You're not on camera. I don't think it should be an issue. So let's continue the conversation. Coming to think of it, as long as you don't put yourself on camera, I don't think it should be a big deal. But I'm not gonna be too long just in case. So my thing is, how do you feel about him playing golf? You just feel like it's not an issue at all?
To me, it doesn't. I feel like
Okay.
I really think maybe because of his hip, the way you swing the bat,
Mhm.
probably that. But I don't find it a big deal because you're not watching film 24/7. But he did
Well,
say he
mhm.
was watching film in a press conference. I
Yeah.
watched it. He did say he was watching film and he was also doing footwork and
Mhm.
all this other stuff. So because he's not
Doing it all the time.
you're doing it all the time,
hmm
people may find it concerning, but I don't find this concerning to me.
Let me give you an analogy, and maybe this will work. How's your grades in school, by the way?
All A's.
All A's, not a single B.
No, I got all A's.
Have you ever gotten a B?
Yes, one time. No, like that too.
So let me ask you a question. If your next report card, and I hope you get all A's, matter of fact, you better get all A's, all right? But if your next report card was all A's and in reading you had a C, what would you do?
Work harder.
But you only have a limited amount of time a day. All you have is after school between 3 o'clock and 8 o'clock bedtime. When will you work harder? Because you got football practice between 3 o'clock and 8 o'clock. So what would you do?
Hmm. I don't know.
We got to get this A, man. Come on.
I gotta make some space there. Probably cut something out.
What space you gonna make? Talk to me.
The game.
What game?
Well, my PlayStation stopped playing video games as much.
Oh, so you got to take away some of the time that you enjoy.
Yes.
Okay, so you took away PlayStation. Now you're getting a B. But you still got between 6 o'clock at night and 8 o'clock at night, and that's football practice. So what are you gonna do? We need this A, man. No matter what, we got to get this A if we're gonna make it.
Wow, that's a tough one.
Hey, but I need a decision. Come on. You got it in you. What you gonna do? What decision are you gonna make? Because you sound like a very intelligent young man. What decision are you gonna make?
I'll cut something else out, probably.
Tell me what you gonna cut out.
I did the game, probably TV. The TV.
Yeah, but you already cut that out. That was part of your game time. The only time you have is between 6 at night and 8 at night, and that's during football practice. So what you gonna do? You gonna keep playing football?
Yeah, I have to cut football out.
You got to cut it out, huh?
Yeah.
Just to get that A. It sounds like it because you were trying to hold on to it. But you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, once you get that A, would you then go to football?
No, because then I'll be back in the situation I was in.
Even better. So you want to maintain it, huh?
Yes.
You want to play at a high level.
Yes.
That's all I think the concern is about with Tua. Until you get that A in what you're doing, being a quarterback in the NFL, people are concerned about you using your extra time that you should be working on doing that, playing golf. That's what it really is about. You know?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I remember. I feel like Tua. I'm not a Tua fan, but I do want this team to succeed. You know, it's
Awesome.
been too long for this team. Been losing and losing and losing. We only been in a playoff game one
I love this.
time. That is sorry. And one thing that stresses me out is this offensive line. It stresses me out, especially when Tua got hurt. Week 2, I was like, oh my God, Jesus. What is this offense? It's like they're 300 pounds for nothing because they can't block.
How old did you say you were?
I'm 13.
You sound like you 30 with all them stresses, man.
The offensive line is, to me, one of the main problems throughout the years that we could never fix. I feel like Brian Flores got fired because he couldn't build an offensive staff, and probably maybe the relationship with Tua. I don't know if that's true, but that's mainly the problem throughout the years. Never had an offensive line. I feel like Tua this year is going to succeed. My record is 13-4. To me, all these teams are bums. All these teams are bums. They're trash. I feel like Lamar Jackson, if you stop his run, you stop Baltimore because they're a run-style team to me. So
I actually agree with that, and I hope that that's what comes into light. And at the end of the day, man, when some of these teams are even, I think it's going to come down to the quarterback, and Tua's going to have an opportunity to step up and actually become our franchise quarterback. So before I let you go, you got to give it to me right now. All right, scale of 1 to 10, 10 being success, 1 being failure. What do you see Tua doing on this season?
I'll give him a 9. Here's the 9.
Ooh, I'm
the
with
9,
it, man.
The 9 is, for me, I know Tua is going to succeed because when we saw what he did in Alabama, that's the main reason why everybody was putting him above Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert. Because what he did in Alabama. If you see what Mike McDaniels did with Jimmy Garoppolo, I mean, boy, what could he do with Tua? And Josh Allen, he was just like Tua 3 years ago, but people forget about that.
Well, we're going to see what ended up happening. Make sure you stick around, man. I want to hear more from you, all right?
Okay, you have a good day.
You do the same and get the A's, all right?
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Appreciate it, man. That's what's up, man. I loved hearing from the little homie, man. You know what, though? Talking to him, it actually made me sad because I couldn't stop thinking about EM Dolphin fan. No matter how much football EM talk, man, you got 13-year-olds out here that know more than him. And it's like, man, EM just tries, but he just can't articulate like that. He don't have the common knowledge of football, and this 13-year-old kid knew 10 times more than EM about the game, man. So every time EM's on this channel, y'all hit that like button and show him love. We trying to, bring him into the community and help him out. All right. And I know he was in here too. Oh man, EM is a legend. All right, man. Let me see, man. I got a lot of people backstage. Y'all gonna keep me here all night, ain't y'all? Let's do it. Shake Money in the building. What's up, homie?
What's good, homie? How you doing?
I'm great, man. Talk to me. What you got on this, man?
After seeing that segment, I just want to play this for you. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I believe the children are our future. Thank you.
Sassy chocolate.
What's going on, man?
I'm good, man. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling wonderful, man. I am feeling wonderful.
Take that jersey off, man. Oh, gosh. Them fakes out here thinking they doing something against a beat-up team. Well, I tell you, man, that's neither here nor there. Let's keep it Dolphin tonight. All right. Talk
I
to me,
don't
man.
care. But anyway, no, man, I find it funny that everybody is saying that Flores wanted Jordan Love over a report that Omar Kelly said. But now that when Omar Kelly says something about Tua, it's no longer valid. You notice that?
Yeah, true. That's an interesting take, because whenever it was a bad thing about Flores, everybody was all for it. But anything about Tua, he hating on Tua. Interesting.
And another thing too is, how many times do people go to jobs making minimum wage with a crappy boss, crappy customer,
all day, every day,
and they have to work,
and they still gotta perform?
Watson, he wasn't happy in Texas, but still showed up to work. Jimmy Butler, he wasn't happy in his situations, but he still came to work. So you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I don't think that's an excuse because he wasn't happy or not happy. People literally die to get a chance to be a starting QB in this league. And you to blow it up because you have a personal vendetta against your head coach is not professional. Sorry.
No, you're good, bro. You're 100% correct. Read the screen, bro.
What is that?
Read the screen, man.
That's true. I agree.
Man, we got commandments now, y'all. We got commandments, the Tua commandments. Oh my gosh. The Tua commandments. Commandment.
As a matter of fact, Kanye West is going to come out with a song called Tua Walks.
Thou shalt never hold Tua again. Boy, they treat us like sinners, don't they? They treat us like sinners, boy. Boy, y'all holding them accountable, you heathens. Oh my God. Y'all can't do stuff like that to me. Stuff like that tickle me. Oh my gosh. So Shake Money.
One more point I want to bring up real quick. What's that game that all the tourniers talk about, his best game?
Arizona.
Arizona. You know what's special about that game?
Talk to me.
His best game. Who's the coach? The old guy again. I can't remember his name. Chan Gailey had COVID that game. So the offensive coordinator they had last year was calling the Arizona game. So and everybody was saying, "Oh man, Tua is playing so much better when the offensive coordinator when Gotsi was calling the plays. Now that he didn't do so well under Gotsi, now it's Gotsi's fault. But that at one game in Arizona, when he was calling the plays, everybody was singing his praises and saying we should have Gotsi instead of
That's a very good point.
Who you telling? He over here dropping bombs, and I'm like, the hypocrisy that you're exposing right now is on a whole nother level. That is a fact.
Forgot about that.
I remember after the Arizona game, you know why he did good versus Arizona? Because Chan Gailey wasn't there. Gotsi was calling the plays. See, they need to just let Gotsi, and then he's under Gotsi, and all of a sudden, look at the OC he had. It was Gotsi. All the hypocrisy you're exposing right now.
Oh my God! Hey, can y'all hear me fine? Is my audio fine?
Oh, man, bro. Up, man. What a privilege to be on the same stream with you, brother.
Shake, salute, homie, salute, fam. It's always a pleasure, bro. Always.
Man, I never even thought about it. You know me, I'm looking for stuff like that. I didn't even think about that.
That is an excellent point, Shake. I totally forgot about that. That is true. That is 100% spot on, bro.
Man. That's why these people, and I'm going to say these people, you can't take them serious.
Who? Put a name on it. What people? Who? I want to know.
Anybody who shares those sentiments, anybody out here acting like using that regard, that was backtracking, that's flip-flopping.
I hear you.
Anybody.
You know me, TD, going back to Gailey, when Gailey was coming under immense heat about, you know, what they deemed as his ineptitude as our offensive coordinator, I was pushing back with any and everybody in that regard, because I didn't think Gailey was a problem. I really, really didn't, because again, Gailey proved, and again, I understand Fitz's status in the league, him being in the league, a 15-year veteran compared to Tua as a rookie. But at the end of the day, there's no excuses. We want and we need the production at the position. So when Gailey proved with a competent, more than competent, but just the baseline is competent, Ryan Fitzpatrick, he had this offense at a top 10 clip the day they benched him. That is a fact, undisputable. So when Tua, and obviously when we went to Tua, we had to drastically scale the playbook down. You know what I mean? Implement this conservative approach. And I think, and again, I'm not 100% crucifying Tua. I'm in alignment with you, TD. Only control what you can control. I understand this situation was not ideal for Tua. Nobody, I don't think anybody would disagree with that. But again, one thing, and that kid, salute to that kid, Nicole. If you in a chat, salute to your homie. You need to be, actually, you know something? Man, you are more educated than most of the show, by the way. You are more you are so much more educated than a lot of our fan base, including the host of TD Foolish Talk. So salute to y'all. It was a pleasure to listen to you. Anyway, with that being said, I'm not putting everything on Tua. I'm not completely crucifying him yet. That'll happen if Tua don't meet expectation this year. That is going to happen this year. And I'm telling you now, I'm praying Tua becomes a guy, but the excuses are done. We need production. We need a high level of production at that position to get ultimately where we want to be. And 2020, I'm not putting it all on Tua. I understand the situation, but again, I'm with you, TD. You can only control what you can control. And coming out and saying that you don't know enough of the playbook just to be, to sit up, bro, it made me cringe when I heard that from Tua. Because I'm like, bro, all you have is time on your hand. And we all know I've been critical on no matter what platform I've been on. I've been extremely critical of Tua in that regard. Control what you can control. And so far, the sample size that we've gotten from Tua since we drafted him, and again, it's not all his fault, but Tua needs to assume a lot of that burden. I think his fan base and the Tuaneers are the ones that are blaming everybody and their mama other than Tua for the lack of production that we've gotten from him since we drafted him. It's not Tua.
He even holds himself accountable.
Exactly, bro. So these people sit up here and argue and try to crucify people when a lot of people that are just critiquing him, and a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, the critique is exactly the same criticism he puts on himself. And they will still argue with you and demonize you and try to stab you in the eye with a fork if you don't come out and say anything but nothing but positivity about Tua. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And it should have been stopped. But anyway, where we are now to this article, what Omar has put out, has gone public with. Listen, TD, we had this conversation earlier. To the fan base, to your subscriber base, to the fan base in general. I get this is not, what we want to hear at this stage going to a season of this magnitude about Tua, but now is not the time to panic. This is, they hadn't even got to OTAs yet. They're still in just basic off-season workouts. So this is not ideal to hear. It's not time to panic, but it is eyebrow raising. So what we should all do with this report, in the balls on, pardon my language, but the nerve of Omar to come out and go public with this. I got to salute Omar, because bro, the retaliation is coming. The Tuaneers, all of them are coming for him, and he didn't even bat an eyelash when he brought this. He didn't even bat an eyelash when he volunteered this information to Omar. I'm sorry, to Big O this afternoon. So, but I want to tell the doc, now's not the time to panic. Okay, it's eyebrow raising. Let's timestamp this story. And again, once we move forward 2 months from now, we're a month and a half away, 2 months into OTAs and ultimately training camp in the preseason. If these stories start to surface like they have in the previous 2 years, okay, well, that is the time when we need to be more concerned about what version of Tua that we're going to get this year. But as of right now, it's not the time to panic right now.
And let's just be honest. Let's have a moment of transparency, EM, and we don't have to go into much detail, okay? But we all have conversations back channel, right?
Right.
And in those back channels, has the same conversation not happened 2 years in a row?
Oh, absolutely.
But this being the first time that somebody has actually come out and said something in the public. I mean, we've insinuated to it as a question. Right. But this being the first time with Omar actually just saying, screw this. This is what's happening. This is what a lot of people believe.
Well, Omar has gone public in the, previously.
Not on this level.
Right. I agree. Not on this level. I wish
doubling down, calling out other beat writers, ask them.
Right. Here's what I want. I would have preferred to hear from Omar. Okay, because he wasn't completely clear on the time frame that this conversation is that he's had this conversation. He's come out in the past and has talked about this before, right? Mm-hmm. But if it was me, I would have asked Omar, me being knowledgeable of the fact that he's already previously reported, kind of maybe not to he's come out in the past and expressed his concern of what he's hearing about Tua in this regard. I want to know, is this a conversation specifically, Omar, that you're having now with people? Is it a past? Is it something a conversation that transpired in the past? Or this is a reoccurring conversation that you're having up until now? And that's why I need a little more clarity before I can really, me personally, before I can start really, either my level of concern either escalates or it, just remains, it's just an eyebrow raising interview to hear. Because he's not clear about whether or not he's having it now or whether or not it was a past conversation.
Yeah, it was a past conversation, but it's always still been a concern. That's what I got out of it. And somebody brought up a good point, and they are correct. Remember when Chris Sims brought this up as well, that he was getting that information from inside the organization, but they just crucified him because it's Chris Sims.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, you're right. I totally forgot about that.
He said, I'm hearing directly inside the organization that, his work ethic and amongst other things, then he start glancing over it. Mm-hmm. But everybody has been hearing this. You know why? Because even all the way up to the top, this is what they have on him in his evaluation. And he continues to walk down that path playing golf. Now, before we go into the golf thing, EM, well, this is going into the golf thing. And Shake Money, you tell me your thoughts on this too. But did you hear the Omar say the man was on the golf course before a game?
I had never heard that. That was the first time I had ever heard that.
And Big O kind of confirmed it. Yeah, him and I think it was somebody. I forgot what name Big O used. Yeah, they may have been out there, but whatever.
But I had matter of fact, TD, I didn't even hear that in the interview. So when he said that, yeah, I went back and listened. Yeah, he did say that. To me, that is unacceptable. There's not an excuse in the world that you can use to justify you playing golf on game day. I am sorry.
He said it around. People need to see, because what Omar is saying about work ethic, he's not talking about working out, putting the work in. He was specific when he said game preparation. He's not putting in enough game preparation, film study, everything. See, and to be on a golf course before a game, that tells you all you need to know.
I would agree. Here's the question. I'm sorry, Shake. You go ahead, bro. Go ahead and chime in real quick.
I just want to say one thing. One of the reasons I'm not worried about the golf thing is because usually when people go golfing, they take about 2 or 3 other people with them. So you could bring your iPad and you could look at your iPad while everybody else is swinging the golf. And you got it when you're going from A to B. You could be, and somebody's driving you to the different holes. You could be studying your iPad on, in between holes and stuff like that. So that's what's concerning. I think it has to be. It's beyond the golf that they're talking about.
Shake.
You know what I mean,
Yeah.
it's just that
listen,
makes sense.
Listen,
Shake.
I have to say this. Moving forward, well, I'm going to address this issue, but moving forward, I really would like to see and hear a lot less golf talk, bro. Coming from Tua, I mean, don't even volunteer that information.
In every press conference,
because the optics just do not look. Because I am completely in alignment with you, TD, on what you would rather your quarterback, in terms of work ethic, like Brady. And I agree, we had this conversation privately, where people was crucifying Flores last year. And again, I'm not saying Flores was a saint in everything that went down. Listen, Flores has its flaws. Hopefully he learned from them. In the story. With that being said, if I'm in his shoes, considering I had a 15-year front row seat up to observe greatness, the day in, day out, what it takes for a dynasty, right? And greatness at that position. Absolutely, a quarterback that I took 5th overall, and Brady wouldn't even pick 5th overall. Brady was a 6th-round draft pick. You have been taken 5th overall. I expect nothing less than what I've seen for 15 years, because I know 100% that is what works. That is what will give you the best opportunity to win and succeed in this league, sustain success in this league. And so that acquirement should have been, it should have been a requirement on Tua. If I'm Brian Flores, I would have been, maybe not the exact same way in terms of like, if the reports are accurate about him being, verbally abusive to him and belittling the kid. No, I'm not that. No, I'm not going to do that. But the expectation, the 12 to 13 to 14-hour days in the film room, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever it takes for you, whatever level of work ethic you have to put in to achieve that level of greatness, that is the requirement. So for Flores, for a good portion of our fan base to sit here and want to coddle Tua, and they're mad at Flores for having this level of expectation for the number 5th overall pick, right? You are ridiculous. All of y'all. Y'all need to stop it. The coddling should have, the coddling has to end. So to hear them in that regard with Brian Flores, I would have taken, if I'm the head coach of this team, I would have taken the exact same approach. And so to hear this constant golf talk, him going out on game day, there is nothing you can say to justify that. Nothing. And I can't believe I'm agreeing with TD again, bro. I have to agree with you. Until you achieve that level of success, you can do whatever the hell you want to. But you have to get there. You have to put the work in. It don't happen overnight, especially from a player that is physically, is not the best athlete relative to that position, and you coming into the league that's physically compromised. Bro, you should eat, sleep, go to the bathroom, nothing but football.
Let me ask you a question. If a prominent person in the Dolphin community that everybody follow, anybody, if they posted a picture of Noah Igbenogany at the golf course, what you think everybody would comment?
Oh, they go ballistic.
Oh my gosh, they be, you need to be working on your game. Wasted pick, bust, and all this and that. You on the golf course, but you not. That's all we're saying. No Tua ain't Noah Igbenogany, but at the end of the day, that's the most important position in this game. You can't afford that right now in your career when you're 3 years in now, coming into year 3, and your organization still don't know if you the guy.
I would just rather, I want less golf talk. Just don't be so upfront with it. The optics are just not ideal at this stage of where you are in your development. You need to be projected nothing but football, period. You know what I'm saying? You have to, bro. You're the 5th overall pick. Man, come on, Tua. No. And again, I have been consistent about, listen, Tua has given to this point, right? Tua has given us, average football play relative to that position, right? And it hadn't been all his fault. Tua has shown you we've seen flashes of how good Tua can possibly be. But its consistency is the name of the game in this league, bro. And again, that don't come by golfing, extracurricular activities. Brady is doing that with a wife and 5 kids at home. Tua don't have to my knowledge, he's not married and he don't have any kids. You have nothing but time on your hands. It should be, and again, that goes back to that love of the game. Like I remember and again, I'm not trying to compare him to Herbert, but I think this is relative. This is pertinent to this conversation, relative to this conversation. Herbert, bro, on Hard Knocks, this dude his rookie year was sleeping at the facilities. And again, I don't know if Tua has done that, but it had been reported. But in Hard Knocks, this dude has got a cot at a little mini cot of bed that he had at the team facility, was sleeping, done nothing but it was football, had totally consumed him.
I didn't even watch that Hard Knocks.
It had told Burrow, listen to the stories that come out. Listen to the stories that come out about the players, not the coaches, the players talking about the immense work ethic that Burrow has. This is what I want to hear from my 5th overall pick.
Have you ever heard anything like that from a Dolphin player 2 years in? Only thing we hear everybody say about Tua, he's accurate. That's it. Like nobody can give this man any words of, I don't know. It's bothering me, man. But listen, man, this whole notion of playing golf, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, he can do whatever he wants on his own time. But at the end of the day, as a preference, as a fan, I don't want that kind of quarterback. I want my quarterback doing nothing but being a student of the game all day, every day until he's that dude.
I would agree.
And everybody don't have to feel that way. And that's fine.
I agree.
But don't get comfortable, because I bet you Teddy is. I bet you Teddy putting that work in all day. With this prime opportunity, I bet you Teddy putting this level of work in all day, every day. You ain't, and did you agree with that? See, and I told you, Em, Omar said it too. There is a quarterback competition, but they're not going to let it be one.
Yeah, well, I think Teddy could be a blessing in disguise. Them acquiring Teddy and bringing him in as to his backup, and at least initially, that could be a blessing in disguise for Tua, because, if there is, I don't want to see this story about coming out about Tua, the multiple stories that we've heard since Tua was drafted about the lack of work ethic. I think that might be overstated, because it's painting the narrative that Tua is a lazy kid. I don't feel Tua is a lazy kid. I just think, and this is quite common with a lot of rookies that are making the transition from the collegiate level to the pro level, especially the more successful ones. They think and Tua was probably one of the most celebrated and most accomplished quarterbacks we've ever seen. So him transitioning to the NFL, he might be and still might be harboring the mindset that, okay, well, I was great in college. I have a level of work ethic. It got me this level of success. He might not be of the mindset that he might not have to take it up a notch or two. And that's common with a lot of highly accomplished athletes coming from that level. And I think he still might, if the reports are accurate. I don't know. I'm not in the building, but if they are, that could be what's going on with Tua, because he's not lazy. He's not. I do not believe Tua is a lazy kid.
He's not.
So these reports coming out about where Flores doesn't believe his work ethic should have been where it needed to be. it's painting, somewhat of a
It's your
false narrative, I think.
interpretation of that narrative. And
Right.
Omar cleared that up today. It's
Right.
not that he's not putting work in, it's the fact of game preparation. Those preparing for the game. See, he's out there every day working on his body.
Right.
But is he putting a lot of work in on film? Is he putting a lot of work in on the throws?
It's like this. If Tua is coming to work, if they meet on Tuesdays and he's putting 5 hours in, he's scheduled to put 5 hours of film work in. Well, obviously that wasn't, if you're not getting the results on the field, well, that 5 hours needs to be increased to 8 or increased to 10 or increased to 12, 13, whatever it is. That level of effort that he's putting in hasn't been good enough, according to reports. So again, maybe he was unmotivated. I think that's a red flag too. At the end of the day, bro, they gave you $35 million to be the best version of yourself, in this order as a quarterback for this team, whether you're the starter or a backup. So you took that check, bro. That check cleared. So you need to ensure yourself and the fan base and your coaches, no matter how much you dislike them, that you are going to control what you can control and invest and keep improving yourself as an individual. Whatever comes after that, we'll talk about that when we get there. But for these people to justify him not being motivated based off, his personal feelings towards Flores or vice versa, that is utterly ridiculous to hear fans say that, bro. That is absolutely ridiculous to hear that. So hopefully Tua, he's, McDaniel has, they've kind of, consolidated whatever issues Tua has had and focused on improving those issues. And we'll see what the product looks like in 2 to 3 months. And again, like I want to reiterate, this report is eyebrow raising. Sure, it's not what we want to hear, but all we can do now is timestamp this right now. And then if this report surface or one like it surfaces again in 2 months, well, then that's when I think all of us as fans with high expectations for what this team could possibly achieve this year, well, that's when our concern level should go up a notch, and we should be expressing that, coming out, expressing it verbally too, as well, publicly as well.
I agree. And I want to address what Lorenzo says. So many players practice every day and try their hardest and still don't make it. The game is the game. That couldn't be further from the truth. That player that practice all day and still don't make it, they maximize themselves and they just weren't good enough. That don't mean you don't work as hard as you can. That don't mean you say, well, let me just let it be what it is and I'm going to be who I am. I'm just going to do my 4 hours today, even though I know maybe I should be putting in 6 because it's in my capacity. I mean, at the end of the day, and a lot of people in the comment section, yeah, but he's been through injuries and surgery and X, Y, and Z. Then why draft him? If that was going to be the reason 2 years later, then you shouldn't have drafted him. So you did draft him, and it don't matter that he has surgery and been through all he been through. You know why? He's still underperforming to a level that they want to see more. They expected to see more. You think they truly feel in that front office Tua is right where he's supposed to be right now? No.
Hey,
he's still falling short of their expectations.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
What's up, Chauncey? What you got on this?
Let me say something real quick. One of my favorite sayings is, hard work doesn't guarantee you success, but without it, you don't stand a chance.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Exactly. So we can't have this mentality of, man, a lot of people work hard don't mean they're going to make it, so I ain't going to do that. I'm just going to be me. Let's see. No, that's that mentality of people that just ain't win nothing. Ain't never win nothing, in my opinion, at least. What you got on this, Chauncey?
All right, so real quick, I'm just getting home from work, so I didn't hear everything that you guys was talking about. I have a quick question. So what exactly did Omar report?
He basically reported what's been basically talked about in back channels for the last 2 years. There's been concern about Tua's work ethic, but he did clarify it's not just him working out and doing all the things that he need to do. It's really game preparation and preparing, the basically the intangibles of the game. We see him working out on Instagram and all of that. That's for his body. But is he putting the other work in on film study, the throws and all of that type of work? And then there was a bombshell when he said that how much can he be working when on game day he's on a golf course with a beat writer?
Okay. All right. Well, now I heard that part about golfing on game day. I will be honest, I'm not too particularly happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a question for you, TD.
Absolutely.
Do you believe Tua, that played under Nick Saban at Alabama, do you really believe this man is not studying film?
No, he's not.
You don't think he is?
That's why Nick Saban in his interview, did you watch it's either Monday night or Thursday Night Football where Peyton Manning and Eli Manning are on? Y'all know which one it probably is. You know what I'm talking about?
The where Peyton Manning breaks down.
Yeah. Well, it's during
like
a
Kobe
game.
Used to do?
No, it's during a game. They got a new thing, a new show. It's either on Monday night or Thursday Night Football where Peyton Manning and Eli Manning, they basically watching the game with everybody watching and they're having fun. You know, and it's like me when I go live and we watch.
Oh, you talking about when they do it on Monday Night Football?
Yeah, so Monday Night Football.
Right,
Did you remember the episode where they brought Nick Saban on as a guest?
No, I didn't see it. What happened?
Nick Saban basically told everybody what I've been telling y'all. Nick Saban said, well, this league is changing. The NFL is changing. These kids don't know nothing. Quarterbacks don't know nothing. They don't know how to read protections. They don't know how to read defenses. They don't know their hots. They don't know their alerts because it's gotten so simple in the RPO system. Nick Saban even alluded to that on the show. And I've been telling everybody that's why these guys are coming out struggling. If Nick Saban, out of all people with the best players coming out of college, and that's another thing, no, they ain't studying film. You got all 5-star players. Know to play, do your job, let's go play. Y'all think that it's this guru situation in Alabama? No, it's 5-star players everywhere. Here's the play, do your job, and we should beat everybody. It's that simple.
But
all right,
I don't think
hold on real quick. All right, so what about Tua's press conference the other day?
Talk to me. What about it?
All right, so he said that he and McDaniel looked at 150 passes of him throwing the ball. What about that?
He's finally looking at some film. No. Let me tell you something. I actually spoke on that. I said, this is what I said that they should have been doing the last 2 years. Let's get something straight here. They're all looking at film. Yes, he looks at film. How much work are you putting in film study? If you play Baltimore this week and you're doing just the film study in the room with all the players, are you going home clicking that remote, looking at defensive players' tendencies? That's the work ethic that they're talking about. Is he putting in? And also, hold on, one last thing, Ian.
Go ahead.
That thing that he said about looking at all those throws with McDaniel. He was only talking about what's going to help this offense, showing him areas where he can really help the offense in ball placement. He wasn't talking about reading defenses. They were looking at throws, good throws, bad throws. They weren't reading defenses.
No, TD, you can't sit here and say the man don't read film, bro. Stop.
No. I'm not saying he don't read film. He tries to read film. He tries to read. Let me clarify then. He tries to read film like everybody else. Okay, but is he putting in the extra work so that in game time it shows up? Because it doesn't. He can't process the 3 levels of the field.
So you mean to tell me Mike McDaniel, all they did was just focused on his ball placement? They're not focused on, well, Tua, you need to make this throw based off what the defense is showing you.
I have
you
had
mean to tell me they're not.
Hold on, I'm going to answer it.
You mean to tell me they're not going through. They're not sitting here discussing coverages, right?
Hey, EM, I have had this conversation with you. I don't believe they are. And the reason why I am telling you that is because Tua first got to learn the playbook. How you going to go over coverages and you don't even know what play you're thinking about stacking up against it? Well, Tua, and he was very specific about that session with Mike McDaniel. We went over 150 throws, good throws, bad throws, in between, whatever.
They're not going to tell you, but he's not going to tell you everything.
I get it. I'm sure that they're having something I'm sure that they're going to be
but
having.
Don't say that they're not. Don't be definitive about them not being. I'm going about what you are saying, what you are putting out, projecting on this platform. Don't say he's not doing this. He's not doing that.
He ain't doing it yet with Mike McDaniel. He said it in the press conference. He said we got to get on the field. He said we got to get on the field so I can know the different coverages and the defenses are going to be able to help me with that.
Bro, that okay. But again, before
I'm saying to you is even the work that they are doing. So I get what you're saying. Don't say he's not at all. Everybody's doing the basic level. We're talking about work ethic outside of the building. Tua comes to work and does his job 100% at work.
Okay.
What's that question here is when you clock out, because you know he got an hourly mentality, not a salary. What work is he putting in off the clock?
TD, I understand that, but I'm going by what you are projecting. You're saying he doesn't watch film. That's what you just said. Hang on, don't interrupt me. You said he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. And then you'd have to double back when I corrected you. Well, I'm sure they are.
But I did. I double back because I know, correct.
But the point is, TD, don't be definitive about what he's not doing because nobody's in the building, bro.
I guess what he's saying is just don't assume. You're making an assumption.
No. I guess I'm going finite. That's the problem. I go finite. So whenever I feel like something is like a 60%, I take it to the 100. So I'll erase that, okay? He is watching film. Exactly. That's why I said I'll erase it. He's watching film just like everybody else, but it's not showing up on the field because he's not doing it outside of that at a high level. He's not putting the extra time in, and that's what he's in question about.
I would agree.
That's all I'm saying.
I would agree 100%. But again, like I said, bro,
everybody watches film, bro. We know that. I've said it a million times, but is he clicking that remote outside of practice? And how much is he clicking it outside of practice?
If I would agree that is a concern. That's been, again, we just went over this. That is a concern. My only thing is it's just irresponsible. Not just you. I'm just not singling you out, even though I love to do that. But you're not, we can't sit up here and be definitive about what is or what's not transpiring in that building because nobody is there, bro. But I just find it extremely.
Unfortunately, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because if he is in that building doing that and out that building doing it, then he just sucks.
But
then he's just not the quarterback. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt to say that he need to put more work in.
In terms of the responsibility placed on him by a NFL level coaching staff, I just find it extremely difficult to believe that they're not going over defense. I mean, they're covering the complete whatever entails going in the film study. I just find that very difficult to believe a coach at this level is not covering that with him, bro.
So did they cover it the last 2 years?
Absolutely.
What was the result?
Well, hey, average play.
Are they truly covering it?
I think, bro, absolutely. I think I'm not one of those ones that want to blame the coach, bro. No. Was Godsey and Studesville, the most seasoned, and did they have 100% answers to the test? Maybe not, because they're new to the position. That was their first time. It's a lot they did not know, especially hang on, especially situationally come game day. It was a lot they didn't know. That was evident. But I think their approach, they had an NFL level approach in terms of what they are teaching. It's just their delivery, was not resonating enough with Tua, I feel like. So again, Chan Gailey, I think Chan Gailey might. Again, at the end of the day, I am expecting Tua to assume, as much as the burden as much as he can control. But again, TD, just don't sit here and say he's not doing this and he's not doing that, bro. You can't say that.
Okay, he's not doing. He's just enough. It's just not. He's not doing it enough.
That's legitimate. That is legitimate.
He's not doing it
that's
enough.
Legit.
That's what I meant to say.
That's legit.
And if he is doing it enough, then he's just not a good quarterback.
And that might be the case. He might be an average. He might be. We don't know. We hope to. We hope he can become more than an average quarterback, but he might not be. He might not. But we have to wait and let this situation play out. We have to see the product on the field this year.
But that's where the conversation comes. If you're golfing, are you doing it enough because you don't want to do it enough? Or that's what we're trying to figure out here.
All of that is fair. All of that is fair to criticism. All of that is fair because Tua's resume in the NFL to this point, is not justified for him to really, to be honest with you. Again, I agree. I'm in alignment with you, bro. I'm in a complete alignment with you in that regard. He needs to be consumed totally with football, period, especially at this stage. Now, once you get to a level, once you start to earn a little more cachet, once your resume increases, your play on the field increases, then you have time for extracurricular activities. But as of right now, if I'm a coach, I want you to be completely consumed with this position, with learning this position, with your play on the field, with this organization.
And Ian, me and you have had this conversation. The reason why the irresponsible leaning towards they're not doing that with him as far as going over defenses and coverages is because this kid has had problems learning a playbook. If you're having problems learning a playbook, you already not identifying coverages, already can't read the 3 levels of the field. Is that not too much thrown on his plate? Is it square one? Just learn the playbook first. Like throwing, and because that's a part of the issue I think they had in the past, trying to jam everything in.
Well,
defenses, the playbook, checks, alerts, all of that. Well, he don't even know the playbook.
Let's keep everything. Let's keep everything in perspective, and let's put it in context.
Either one you got, all of them.
Let's put everything into context. Let's keep it in perspective, TD. Right, Tua just might, compared to his counterparts, Burrow and Herbert, he might. I'm not saying he is, but I'm just saying if the reports are accurate about him, it might be taking him a little longer to grasp and to digest a NFL level of volume. Okay, that's not uncommon, but to sit here and just say, again, I'm giving him this year. There's no excuses this year. You know damn well I'm not a Tua apologist. I'm not any player apologist, period. But he is a 3-year player, right? If you look at the normals, if you look at a traditional developmental cycle for a player at that position, learning, initially transitioning and learning that position, generally it takes 3 years. It's so much you have to learn about the life of the NFL. So Tua is at that 3-year mark. You can't use the personnel argument because he's got arguably the most talented roster probably he'll ever have if he played 20 years from now. 20 years in the NFL.
3-year mark with a new system?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. With a new system, right? But hang on. Let me finish. You can't use none of that as excuses now. So Tua is on schedule. He had average play up to this point. So we'll see what his application looks like come training camp. We'll see that. But if you're going by any normal, if you go back and you look at the previous drafts that multiple quarterbacks were selected in the first round. Generally, it takes 3 years for them to get up to speed. Burrow and Herbert are just anomalies, bro. They're a blip in the matrix. That wasn't supposed to happen this soon.
And I have a question.
Are they really blips?
Can you hear me?
To have that level of production in your first 2 years, absolutely.
No,
it's
I guess we've still seen a lot of high drafted quarterbacks play very well. I mean,
not to that level. Herbert wrote history 2 years in a row. Burrow in his second year got his team
No, I know that they were well beyond, but what I'm saying is there's still a lot of quarterbacks that actually in the first round that play better than Tua did.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Okay, I have a question, fellas. Herbert and Burrow. The last 2 years, if they were with the Dolphins, would they be playing like that?
Yes.
You think so?
Absolutely.
With
Did you not see Joe Burrow?
I'm sorry?
Did you not see Joe Burrow? Tell me what element he didn't have. Tell me what element that he pretty much had. I mean, Burrow showed you bro, they have advanced statistics for this. Burrow is actually better under pressure.
I think we would have seen.
Now, would they have been
historically good? No.
But they would have been way better than what we're getting from Tua. It still would have been really good.
I think they would have been better than Tua, but they wouldn't have been historic like they have been the first 2 years. No.
I don't think they would have been blowing up like they did with this team and the way Flores supported Tua.
You know what? I'll do
you guys can say what you want.
I'll do you one better, Chauncey. We would have made the playoffs.
Well, I don't know.
I do. We would have made the playoffs.
I don't know.
We would have made the playoffs.
Listen.
No question.
Listen. I just wish we would all just kill at least the public conversations. The comparing you listen. They had an
opportunity. Now, see that I agree with.
Hang on, let me finish.
I don't think it's fair.
Hang on, let me finish. They had an opportunity to draft Herbert. They didn't do it. Tua is the guy. Let's kill all of this comparison. Going back and forth between I wish that would happen. Let's just focus and really let's focus all our energy on Tua becoming the best version of himself, and we will see what that looks like with the addition.
Hey, hold on. Hey, TD, I got a real quick question for you. And be honest. Do you think Flores did everything he could have done to put Tua in the best situation?
I think
to be successful.
I think he tried to, but he was wrong in his approach. But he didn't know he was wrong. I think he actually tried to, but he didn't know that he was wrong in his approach. Every coach has their approach, and your approach don't work with everybody. He got it wrong with Tua. I feel like Brian Flores gave him that boot, that stern kicking to try to get him to do more in X, Y, and Z, but that ain't Tua's personality nor his style. And Brian Flores was wrong going in that direction. I believe he thought he was right.
And I want to obliterate. I think this is where I think Chauncey, correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but I think what you're trying to set up is the fact that this narrative about Flores, quote unquote, sabotaged Tua.
Yes.
I'm not saying sabotage. I don't agree with that.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Truth be told,
okay. Well, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Flores is the one that made
sabotage Tua. I'm just saying, look at the different offensive coordinators. The offensive line was garbage. No running game. I mean, you draft a quarterback 5th overall. Your job as a head coach is to develop that quarterback.
And
you can't develop a quarterback with a trash O-line. You change offensive coordinators every year.
Let's get something straight. Let's get something straight here. And this is where people, it doesn't make sense to me. This is where it kind of crosses the line. So hold on. It was his job to develop Tua, right? But who says he's developable? At the end of the day, Mike McDaniel has his shot at it right now. If Mike McDaniel doesn't do it, is he the failure? We don't know that still, but we talk as if we do. Not only that, we didn't have a run game.
Well, okay, TD, what I mean by that is, okay, this is what I say all the time to Dolphin fans all over, right? The main thing I look for, if you look at the successful teams that go to the playoffs every year, the main thing they have in common is continuity.
Okay.
Right? I tell Dolphins fans this all the time. I am so sick and tired of the quarterback, head coach, and offensive coordinator carousel. So what I meant by that is, if I'm the head coach and I draft a quarterback 5th overall, my first thing to do is to help in his development. I'm going to surround him with some good talent.
Whose job is that?
That's the head coach's job.
That's Chris Greer's job.
Oh, okay.
And another thing, they tried. They drafted Tua for 1. Then they got Austin Jackson. Is it on record that Flores said, "I want Austin"?
No. But I still believe, and you might not agree with this, TD. I still think Flores influenced Greer's draft too, though. Like
Even
with that Noah pick in the first round. I mean, come on, man. Why you got running backs on the board? Why would you draft a freaking nickel back in the first round with that last pick?
Because what
was
running back was going to
ridiculous.
do anything behind this line anyway?
Well,
we would have
probably
been
not,
talking
but
trash. We would have been talking trash about our running back just like the same way.
well, but that's still putting talent around Tua, though. You don't draft a nickel back in the first round. You could get a nickel back in the second and third round.
Listen, I get all of that. They got a draft pick wrong, okay? But at the same
No, it's
token,
the boundary, not a nickel.
Chauncey, your question was, do you think? So let me ask you this directly: do you think Flores tried? Do you think the staff tried to support Tua, and with talent around him?
I think Flores could have done a better job.
Well, no,
I think this is where people are missing.
The question is, do you think that he tried? Yeah, obviously he could have done a better job. But do you think that he tried?
He probably tried. I would say he tried.
Okay.
So I would say he tried. I just don't think he did that good of a job doing it.
No, this is where it's unfair because we were in a rebuild. The first year we got rid of everybody. Don't forget that. We got rid of everybody. When we drafted
some of those was they wanted to get rid of some of those people. And some of those like what's your boy name? Fitzpatrick. They wanted to keep Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick didn't want to be with the team.
Well, I don't know where you get that from.
Well, if that's true, he didn't want to be a backup because he feel like he was better than Tua. Which
No. I'm not talking about the quarterback. I'm talking about
Minka.
Minka Fitzpatrick.
Listen, we can't use the Fitzpatrick situation because Fitzpatrick is a hypocrite when it comes to that. The role they put him in, in Miami, he barked about. He went to Pittsburgh, and after one season, I want to be in that role.
Exactly.
Well, allegedly.
And he played multiple positions in Alabama.
But that ain't on Flores.
Well, no, it's not. What I'm saying is they wanted to keep Minka Fitzpatrick. Minka didn't want to be there. When you said they got rid of everybody, some of those people they wanted to get rid of, some of them they wanted to keep, but they didn't have a choice but to get rid of them. That's what I meant.
Yeah, but what can you do about that?
Well, you can't control that. You're right.
So what I'm saying to you is when we got rid of everybody, remember, we're in a rebuild. Okay? So the year we drafted Tua, this team had a plan. They obviously, and they showed you, they were trying to solidify the defense first. That's why they brought Fitz in to be a bridge to where hopefully Tua don't have to be the guy right away. They were focused on the defense.
And that's another thing. I wouldn't have started Tua that first year either.
That was a call from the office. Now you think Flores was the one that said play Tua?
On the call from, I don't know.
That wasn't
you
Flores.
saying Greer wanted that?
Absolutely, bro. Whether it was Greer or Ross, it definitely wouldn't flow. It definitely wouldn't flow. The one that wanted Tua to be the guy. I don't think anybody's debating that. That was a call from upstairs, bro. So at the same token, we're building our defense first. So then we come into last year, and what did we do? We finished the defense. That was their focus. They were finishing the defense. This was always supposed to be the year where they put the offense together. But
this year, after the third year for Tua?
Yes, but follow me on this. They wanted to try to go find a few pieces like Eichenberg and all of those guys around him in a tight end. But remember this, don't forget this piece. They had already had an evaluation on Tua his rookie year in camp. They had an evaluation on Tua his second offseason. That's why they were trying to go get Deshaun Watson. That's why they were trying to go get Brady. Because they had their evaluation already. And people don't like to hear this, nor do they want to accept it. That front office, as well as Flores, felt like they could be even better at that position, and they are literally shooting craps continuing to go along with Tua. Whether people want to acknowledge that or believe it or not, they consistently and constantly and never denied it went after Brady and Deshaun Watson. because they had an opportunity to solidify that position. And the only reason you make that type of move is because you already had your evaluation his rookie offseason. Then you got forced into going into his second offseason and get more of an evaluation. So there you have it right there. And those quarterbacks would have done more with the less. They would have. This notion they wouldn't is just not true. But they would have came in the year 3 and gave them everything they needed, like Tua has right now. That's what the plan was. It's right in front of everybody.
That makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense.
But nobody wants to acknowledge that because why? Tua he wasn't a part of the plan anymore. Why is it so hard for people to realize Tua Tagovailoa was no longer a part of the plan as early as right after they drafted him, three months after they drafted him, after they got their evaluation in camp? You think Flores said about Josh Rosen, we already have our evaluation? All the beat writers just kept saying, well, you haven't even seen him on the field yet. Yeah, but we already have our evaluation. You don't think they automatically had their evaluation of Tua from day one? Coming into camp, looking at what they saw fits out there. Every beat writer telling you it ain't even close. It's a grown man in a league around boys.
But you know what, though? It's easy to say that about Rosen. You didn't draft Rosen. You drafted Tua. Tua was your 5th overall pick. Your first
it don't
pick.
matter. It don't matter. You still gave up a second-round pick.
Which was stupid. That was stupid. I wish they had never done that.
But they still made an investment in Rosen.
But it's still, even if that's the case, you still can't glance over the fact that we all know now, if we just want to be honest with ourselves, they have tried to replace Tua on multiple occasions.
I know they did.
Why would you do that? Would they have done that with Herbert or Burrow? You don't think that they're factoring in Herbert and Burrow was in a better situation? Yeah, they were factoring that in. But they saw Tua in a not favorable situation and still said, yeah, but he still ain't. Because you know why? All coaches do is evaluate what you control, what you can control. All of us out here as fans out here keep talking about the things he can't control, but nobody want to just evaluate the plays that he can control, because if you do, you'll see the picture of what they're seeing. And it doesn't mean that he can't turn out later on to be a great. But they were like, why take that chance? We got to take advantage of the opportunities presented in front of us right now. And they tried to replace him several times. He wasn't a part of the plan, man. They had off-season plans that were bigger. And every time they got stallmated, they went into a draft. I ain't going to say unprepared, but it wasn't with their best effort because they were forced to make picks that they didn't even think they would have. Every year they were forced to make picks that they did not think that they would have. But the allegations, are we debating if the allegations of Watson never came out, would he be a Dolphin right now? Yes or no?
Oh, yeah. I agree with that.
That's all I'm trying to tell people. He wasn't even in the plan. Now they're saving face, getting the coach that's out in front of camera saying, I believe in him and I think we can win with him. Chris Greer is looking good in this situation, saying, hey, they say they can make it work. Let me get off of this. Let's see. Chris Greer off in the corner. Well, the door on Watson is closed. Yeah. They said they can make it work. You ain't noticed that in the press conference? He's very direct about saying that in this press conference. Mike McDaniel and all them coaches, they say they can make it work. So, you know, and they believe in him. And, you know, we're going to support him, and we believe in him here in Miami. Chris Greer is very specific about that. Because if it don't work, don't be talking about fire Chris Greer. He done already set up his scapegoat.
No, hell no. Chris Greer.
I actually like Chris Greer.
Chris Greer not going to him. If Tua don't work, Chris Greer ain't going. He got his alibi, and Ross signed off on it.
He can sit up there and try. If it was me, if I was Stephen Ross, no, absolutely not. Because you had
I know a lot of people don't like Chris Greer, but I like him.
It's not just about if Tua. Well, it's not only about if Tua doesn't meet expectation, he flames out. But you had an opportunity to get 2 generational talents, bro, on your watch as a GM, as the guy in charge with absolute power. and you passed on both of them.
Well, we got to be fair to Chris
That
Greer.
alone is a fireable offense. That alone.
We got to be fair to Chris Greer. If it wasn't for Flores' situation, Brady would be a Dolphin. If it wasn't for Deshaun Watson's allegation, he would be a Dolphin.
But see,
so what is Greer supposed to do?
As of right now, based off what we've seen in their 2 years, Herbert should have been a pick. That would alleviate all this. It obliterates all of these narratives. If you'd have just sat your behind there at 5 and selected Justin Herbert, we would not be having this conversation.
Yeah, but
end of story. But you didn't. But
what about all the rumors that Ross wanted Tua?
Hang on, but you didn't. And then you fast forward the following year, another generational player, not athlete, player, has come available and told the world, I want to go to South Florida. And you still don't pull the trigger and acquire him. I don't give a damn what he said. Well, it was the coach that said they think they can fit. No, it is your job as a GM to improve every position 1 through 50, to improve this roster 1 through 53. And that was that was the mother of all opportunities to get that.
Agree.
Hang on. That was the mother of all opportunities to resolve a 20-plus year and counting issue that has plagued this franchise, and you still didn't do it. And back-to-back years, no, sir. That is a fireable offense. You gotta go.
But we don't know, EM. Did they not try to give all of their capital up and go get Burrow? Hold on, just follow me on this.
I'm not killing him on Burrow. I'm not killing him on Burrow.
No, I know that, but follow me on this, okay? Did they try to move up and get their capital and get Burrow? Give all their capital up. Everybody was in agreement, right?
Right.
Ross, Flores, let's go get Burrow.
Right.
And Cincinnati shut the door and said, I don't care what you got. I ain't giving up Burrow.
Said no. That's right.
Who picked Tua?
It was Chris Greer and
how do you know it wasn't Ross? Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I think it was Ross.
Okay.
It was Ross and Greer.
I don't know, bro.
Who was in them damn pictures on the sideline of Alabama when Tua was on crutches? Did you see Flores in the pictures? No, you saw Stephen Ross and you saw Chris Greer on the field whispering, sending messages from Steve Sarkisian, and he was walking across the walking 5 feet and relaying the messages directly to Tua.
But he's not going to be.
You can say to convince me otherwise.
He's not going to be held accountable for a decision that him and the owner were in agreement with. And let me say this. He should be. I'm with you. But here's another element that you just ain't thinking about, EM. Why would Ross fire Chris Greer when Chris Greer knows where all the bodies are buried?
Well, see, now you're getting into other stuff. I'm talking about.
I'm just saying.
Now you're getting into. Listen. I'm talking about primarily from a football perspective.
Chris Greer
every GM's job is to oversee the roster 1 through 53. We know that, but the primary responsibility is to get that position correct.
So if we're going to say that that's their responsibility, this is why y'all got to miss me with this Flores failure to put the talent around Tua. That's still Greer's job.
Well,
it's his final decision.
It's his job. Yes, I agree with that. But
it's his final decision.
Yeah, but Flores did influence a lot of his decisions, though. You can tell.
That's still on Greer. Were those picks good picks? I mean, me and Ian have been through this before. Like you even said, you had Jonathan Taylor on the board.
Yes.
Almost every single pick that we had, you had a guy on the board that is a generational talent.
Mm-hmm.
Tua. You picked Tua. You had Herbert on the board. You picked Austin Jackson. You had Jonathan Taylor on the board. That's just the tip of the iceberg. You had every single time you had generational talents on the board. And we see that's on Greer. I don't care. A general manager is always trying to pull clout. You coach the team. I'll select the players.
So, with that being said, bro, why don't you think if Tua does not work out, how is he not going to be held accountable, bro?
Chris Greer?
Yeah.
Because here's why. Here's why I don't think he'll be held accountable at all. Because Chris Greer, I believe, came to his senses early on in this process and say, we made a mistake. Let's go get a quarterback.
But you still made the mistake.
Hold on. But there's still room. I get it, but there's still room. But here's the deal. At least I think Ross, because he would have fired Flores and Ross if that was the case. I think Ross is in on the fact that at least he wanted to correct his mistake right away, and they had a plan for Brady, and Flores wasn't on board. Then they had a plan for Watson, and bombshell came and bit us.
Well, I don't think the reason why they wasn't fired and Flores wasn't fired for this reason and Greer wasn't let go is because, sure, Tua hadn't met expectation, but he hadn't flamed out either. Now, if he would have turned around, if Tua would have looked like Josh Rosen in the first 2 years, he would have fired everybody. Everybody would have got fired. But Tua has not. He hasn't performed to that level. He's given you average and flashed big playability at this level. He's done that. And again, I go back to a normal, traditional NFL schedule in terms of the development of a player at that position. Tua is on schedule, bro. That's just a fact. He's on schedule. The problem is you had two anomalies. You had two blips in the matrix. Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert, who have turned out in their first 2 years to be generational, to be historic. That is completely unprecedented to my knowledge of watching football all the years. That has never happened. And the problem is the fan base are consumed with their level of production at this stage of the development.
So you didn't think they were going to be great coming out of college?
Not this great. Absolutely not.
I saw great at least Joe Burrow. I didn't for Herbert. I was just going to say I didn't for Herbert. But Joe Burrow, bro, I told you. I tell you all the time. When I saw that kid in the national championship game, calling protections, audibling.
When did you say he was going to have his team in the Super Bowl in his second year?
Well, I didn't say Super Bowl. I just said he was going to be a great pro. He was
going to throw 38 touchdowns in his second year. When?
I never mentioned stats. I just told you he was going to be great at the next level.
I'm not saying you didn't see the talent in him, but you did not expect this level of greatness this soon.
Well, I never put numbers on those guys.
Hey, TD, real quick. What was your reaction when we drafted Tua? Honestly.
Well, I was wrong. He the guy.
No, I'm asking what was your initial reaction when we drafted Tua?
That was the exact reaction. That was my exact reaction. All right, we got Tua. It is what it is. Now, let's talk about the good things about it and what we have to be concerned about.
Okay. I remember they showed.
I wasn't ecstatic because I had already did evaluation
all those Dolphins fans that they showed went ballistic when we drafted Tua. They was excited. They was happy.
Me included. I was the one screaming on TD's platform.
And guess what? All that ballistic stuff for what?
What do you mean?
He hasn't quite panned out yet.
He's in his third year.
My point is, I just can't believe.
I get it, EM. I get it, EM. He still could be great, and it could be worth it. But I've always been consistent until he proves it.
But
for what?
Okay. Well, why was you foaming at the mouth, screaming, literally foaming at the mouth like a rabid dog on your platform for multiple weeks, multiple days? The week they cut Josh Rosen.
I don't even know what this guy talking about.
Foaming at the mouth. Talking about Josh Rosen is
why do you keep lying to people about Josh Rosen, bro?
He was nowhere near close to a franchise quarterback. And you was foaming at the mouth, ready to anoint this man as the guy. Stop.
You know what?
Stop it.
I've already explained this a million times. I was still in my delusional Tannehill mode. The same way I was delusional about Tannehill, when they got Rosen with that second pick, I had a Tannehill moment. I had a delusion. At least I'm admitting it. I had a delusional moment. Why y'all can't admit it?
Because Tua hasn't played that bad, GD. Because
he ain't played as good as y'all said he would.
To that level.
He ain't played nearly as good as y'all said he would.
Trust me, TD. If Tua has put that level and put that kind of tape up for 2 years, I would be killing him right now.
It don't matter. He still ain't play as good as you said he would.
No, Well, don't
He's
say
still,
me.
y'all
Don't say
said that
me.
he was
See,
going to be
stop,
day one when he
please.
went to
Here
camp.
you
It was
go.
going to be
You're
hands
capping.
down.
Stop it. You're capping now, TD. Stop.
You were
Stop
the
it.
biggest cheerleader talking about
So
Tua
you
going
are,
to come in the
hang on,
league, be
hang
a
on.
day one starter, and
Hang
it
on.
ain't even going to be close.
Hang on. So you said, first off, see you.
No,
Bro, that's
don't
all
be
cap.
lying, EM.
That's all
Everybody on
cap.
this
See
channel
now,
know.
see
Everybody
now,
on this channel know. Put it in the comment section. If
See
you've
now.
been here more than 3 years, you know what EM
Stop. You're
said,
lying,
that we
TD.
were getting a
Stop. You're
generational
lying.
talent, that he
You're
would come
lying,
into
bro.
this league and be top
I
10
told
day
y'all.
one.
Listen.
EM said top 10
Listen.
day
For
one.
all of y'all, right, that follow TD, religiously, keep it
Top
1,000.
10.
Hang on. Keep it 1,000. Sure, I put on a show when they drafted him. I was extremely hyped. But right after what happened, we went through the festivities and all of that. But then I came back on the show, and what did I say? I said, my evaluation ends right there about Alabama evaluation. The Alabama evaluation ends now. I said, I'm going to evaluate him. I don't know nobody knows what players are going to be. So
Take the poll, everybody.
I am never irresponsible to say a player is going to project to be a Pro Bowl player or a Hall of Famer based off a college evaluation, bro.
Flip-flopping.
That's completely irresponsible.
He is flip-flopping.
No, bro, stop.
Everybody take the poll. I just put up a poll. Did EM say top 10 day one? 90% of the people say yes so far.
I don't give a damn what they say. Go back and look at the tape.
That was the heart of our debates.
Stop.
That was the heart of our debate.
Those are all haters, bro. You know doing well.
No,
damn well I still have my share of haters on this platform.
Bro,
and I tell you all, anybody that answered yes to that, you're full of it, bro. You're full of it. Because the tape is out there.
90% of y'all full of it with 55 votes.
Absolutely.
90% of y'all.
Absolutely.
Bro, I ain't got to argue. The facts are the facts. People know what you said back then. People know what you said back then. EM, I'm tired of pulling up tape and
go pull
proving
the
you
tape
wrong.
Up.
Every time I pull up tape, I prove you wrong.
Be quiet, TD. Shake, tell the truth, bro. Tell the truth, Shake.
Come on, Shake, buddy. Don't be honest. The people watching.
This ain't got nothing to do with my personal feelings for Shake as a man. Listen. Tell the truth, Shake. Am I not saying everything that I said is factual? Did I not say Tua's about Alabama evaluation is to substantiate the Dolphins drafting him, and I will evaluate him as a Miami Dolphin
top 10
here on out? Did I not say that?
Listen,
top 10 day one. Top 10 day one.
TD, I would never say.
Hold on. TD, there's something that you're leaving out though. He says EM did say he has the potential to be a top 10. He's potential.
He said he would, but even potential. You were wrong.
No.
You were wrong.
A player taken the top 5, bro, doesn't have the potential to be a top 10 quarterback. Really?
EM, that ain't what you said. See, now y'all twisting words. This man said Tua Tagovailoa is a generational talent. He will be a top 10 quarterback day one.
I never said that.
That's exactly what he said.
TD, I used to listen to every Tuesday night panel Wednesday mornings.
Come on, Shake Money.
That's my bedtime. So I remember him saying that he has the potential to be a top 10.
I remember him saying that too when he used to double back. When he used to flip-flop.
Okay. But again, even if I did say that, Tua's evaluation is still ongoing. Tua's evaluation is not over with. Even if I did say that.
Yo, EM, man, you got ops in the comment. You got ops in the comment section.
I got 86% ops.
Them idiots can all go kick rocks. All of them idiots can go kick rocks.
Now he mad. Hey, EM, man, just be honest with the people. That's all they ask.
No, because you know how passionate I am about misleading and misinforming the fan base, bro. That's what you're doing.
You can't backwalk it now, bro. I seen you in the comments earlier. You already been canceled and everything, bro.
I'm telling you, TD got listen, man. TD know EM got ops out here, man. That was a
EM
loaded
ain't got
question.
no ops. His only ops are the truth.
I got everywhere.
His only
I got
ops is the truth.
I cannot go on any platform without people coming for me, bro. No matter what I say, bro.
Oh, man.
Start
And
telling
you know
the
something?
truth.
I'm good with that. I love that. I get off on it.
Start
So
telling
bring
the
it.
truth.
So keep bringing it.
Reaping the seeds you
Start
sow,
telling
bro.
the truth, bro. Why don't you stop telling the truth?
Bro,
You were one of those no monogamy bandwagoners too.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I know.
It's,
All right,
it's all good, Ian. I
now,
told
TD,
you,
let's
bro.
not go
Keep
on-
talking about Rosie,
Noah
Ian.
was sabotaged. He'll be good this year.
Keep talking about Rosie, Ian.
He man.
Listen, Noah is recovering from his
Yeah, I know what you're doing, TD.
Ain't nobody. I'm just telling the people what they deserve to hear.
Hey,
and next we gonna talk
God.
about your dreams about Tua.
Hey,
that's gonna be next.
Every time
Oh my God,
you
let's
come
not
up
do
with some
that.
nonsense, I'm gonna always bring up Josh Rosen. When you're talking about when you're critiquing people for being excited about the evaluation
The
of Tua.
difference is I
What-
admitted to
what
being
convinced
delusional.
you?
I admit, I am honest. I was delusional.
So what's your excuse now?
But what is
What's
your excuse for
now?
saying he was going to be top 10 day one when he get
Stop.
to camp and throw the first pass? It
Stop
ain't
the
even
cap,
going to be
TD.
close.
Stop it. Y'all know he capping, bro.
It
Stop.
ain't going to be close.
Ain't no
nobody
cap, bro.
Bro,
It's
you
all
call
good, though.
truth. You call the truth capping, bro.
EM, man, you had a good run, man. You had a good run. Early in this conversation, man, you had a good run.
Now the receipts coming out on him.
Dan TD got the ops on you, man.
Oh
It's,
my
it's
God,
over at that
bro.
point.
That's cool though. It's all good though.
You
Like
had a
I
good
said,
run, my
I
brother.
can sleep at night. I can sleep at night knowing what I said when I said it, and I'm good with that, bro. I'm good.
Oh
It's
man,
all right,
it's rough
EM.
out here. It's rough out here, man.
Everybody, EM knows that if Tua don't work out, he gonna be the first one on trial. Okay, he better cop a plea agreement.
Listen,
But I'm gonna tell you this.
I will say this about EM.
But I'm gonna tell you this. But I'm gonna say this. I keep telling y'all want to write off Tua and
I'm
just
not writing him
hang on. It is irresponsible for y'all to complete his evaluation in his third year. He's still on this team. And what if he has a year 3 leap like we saw from Burrow and Herbert in their second year? Are y'all gonna be talking shit then?
But hold
You
on,
be running your goddamn mouth then?
But EM, you said that he's on pace. Do you really believe he's on pace right now?
No. You didn't listen to what I said, Bonjo.
Ain't that what he said? Ain't that what he said,
That's
Tom?
what I heard. That's what I heard.
Bonjo?
That's what I heard. He said
You
that
said Tua is on
You
pace.
were not listening. You didn't hear my complete statement, bro. No, what I said was I told you.
his first year.
Y'all shut the hell up and listen to me for a minute. Let me clear. Please, if you close your mouth, you'll learn something.
All right, let's
I'm
learn.
listening.
Y'all.
I'm
Let's
good.
learn.
I'm good.
I'm recording. Don't worry. I'm recording this.
To address your comment, Vonjo, this is what I said. I said in a normal, traditional developmental cycle for an NFL quarterback, if you look at, especially when you put everything into context and consider the lack of support that Tua has had, he has been average, right? And he's flashed on occasion big play ability. That's exactly the equivalent of the trajectory that John. And again, I'm not comparing the players, but I'm saying, given the sample size, that is exactly what we got from Josh Allen. Tua, in a normal year, in a normal developmental cycle, is on schedule. He is. That's
average.
So you say that he's not on a normal development cycle?
No. I'm saying is no. What I mean by not normal is that we had two anomalies. We had two blips on the matrix. Burrow and Herbert. They both rewrote history in their first 2 years. We've never seen that. That's completely unprecedented, bro. We've never seen that. So that's what I mean by if we didn't have that level of production from those two players, and it was just, they gave, even if they were just marginally better than Tua, you would be sitting here saying, a lot of people would be sitting here saying, well, okay, Tua has given us average play. He hasn't had the most ideal support from a personnel or front office standpoint, but yet he's flashed average play overall when you're evaluating the complete sample size, and he's flashed big playability at this level. That's wrong.
What do you rate?
Literally what Josh Rosen did. Literally.
What do you rate Tua in the NFL right now, EM? 1 through 32 or 34 if you have him even lower. What do you rank him?
I told you. I think right now Tua is at 20. I told you that.
So he's below average. So he's below average, not average.
Yeah, well, if you gonna put it like that, well, he's slightly below average. He's slightly below average to average, and he's flash big playability. So y'all are gonna sit here really gonna try to rebut that evaluation?
No, but no. This is the thing I was asking, because when you said that okay, and again, I'm removing the two anomalies. I'm saying Tua pacing at Tua. Yeah, those
Freudian slip.
I'm gonna.
No. I didn't say he was on schedule to match their production.
No, not their production. I mean, just on a regular basis. If you remove Burrow and you remove Herbert, right? And it just was just those were just basic regular quarterbacks. Right. You're saying Tua is on pace.
He's giving you average again. Like I said, bro, he's been average to this point, and he's flash. That's all you can ask from a rookie quarterback.
But EM, is that in a pro style offense?
Oh, I mean, that's valid. That is valid.
And let me do you one better, EM. Let me do hold on. Let me do you one better. Let me add on, Vonjo.
But you know what though? To be honest with you, to be completely honest with you, that's normal as well, bro. Scheme specific players, before they get an opportunity to develop to where they can handle NFL level of volume, that's normal. In a player going to his third year at that position, that is normal, yes.
So, EM, I'll just say this. Like, I'll cut to all the slack in the world that everybody's asking for. The hinge for me is the health concern. And I know, like, right now he's looking healthy and stuff like that. But if we go through the next year and he misses 4 games next year because he's banged up,
he's got to go.
There's no consistency in that either. That's my biggest concern with him in everything.
But you know what? You know what, Chris?
So much to prevent that from happening.
You know what, Chris? Nobody has mentioned health up here all night. They've been talking about just his play on the field, and that is a legitimate. That is a legitimate concern. Let's
try not to pile on the kid.
That's legit.
That's my most legitimate concern.
Now, he ain't right for that. You piling on that man, bringing up injuries, bro.
I'm just telling you my realistic concern. Now, I can't really give so much where there's this overwhelming convincingness. Like, I'm not convinced either. I mean, we're Dolphins fans. I want to see a Super Bowl. I gotta have that growth, and there needs to be competition and push. I don't like all the excuse making either. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro. I am with you 100%.
I gotta piggyback. On what Vonjo said too, though, bro. If Herbert and Burrow didn't even get drafted into his class, the sad part about it, last year's class would be considered better than Tua's class. Let that sink in. Freaking
Zach from the Jets.
Zach Wilson.
You really
what's his name in New England? Him too.
The only one you can make it. The only quarterback you can make a legitimate class.
I gotta be honest. This new kind of quarterback coming out, I'm not a big fan. You know what I'm saying?
Davis Mills.
The only player that you can make a legitimate case that exceeded Tua's play last year was Mac Jones.
This man said
Davis Mills.
Davis Mills was actually on par with Tua's stats.
Davis Mills was better than Tua because he did exactly what he did in one less game. Miss me with that.
We'll call it. Well, okay, that's true. But Trevor Lawrence was horrible. Justin Fields, oh my God.
That ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you is take away Joe Burrow and Herbert from that complete draft.
Right.
That's an indictment on Tua. The sad part is this last year's class would be better than that class.
It's only two, It's only 2 quarterbacks, bro. That you
none of them guys in last year's class, nor the ones in Tua's class, were expected to be better than him.
Hey, listen, whatchamacallit beat Tua, by the way?
Who is that?
The guy in Jacksonville.
Sunshine.
The guy in Jacksonville.
Sunshine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But
that hair flowing, boy.
But his play on the field overall, his play that we got from his last.
Yeah,
bro,
but Tua beat the other 2 though. Don't forget that.
Man.
Justin Fields.
Hey, he lost
Tua
to
beat the other 2. Don't forget that.
Hey,
what other 2?
I'm not
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson and your boy New England beat both of them.
And Mac Jones.
Tua beat them, or the defense beat them?
Hey man, look, when they do head to head,
TD, if you're gonna sit here and try to use that as an argument, how many games did that New England
I
defense
was just
carry Mac
asking,
Jones?
bro. All I did is
How
ask.
many games did that New England defense carry Mac Jones, bro?
Oh well, let me say this about that. I actually feel like Tua had his best games versus freaking New England. I keep telling y'all that.
Too. I thought so
I
too.
keep telling y'all his best game, and it wasn't even the New England one this year that we just had the first game where they went toe to toe. He almost gave the game away, but it was
it had to be that one because that was Mac Jones' rookie year.
No,
But-
I'm talking about. I ain't comparing quarterbacks. I'm just saying him against New England the year before. There was one. The second game he played the year before, he kind of struggled in the first half, but they stuck with him, and he figured it out to where they didn't call for Ryan Fitzpatrick. And I liked how he figured that out. I feel like that was actually his best game, because of how he actually figured out the second half. They did the exact same thing they did the first half, and he started to freaking figure it out. I saw him actually making plays, seeing the guy come off the edge, making. That's the tour that I want to see.
I thought it was trash, though.
Listen,
I thought it was trash.
I
thought it was
Well,
trash.
and then when I realized New England was trash, I
I
realized.
thought it was trash. though.
And when I realized New England was trash, I'm like, oh, okay.
See, you know, I have a problem.
One thing about Mac Jones. One thing about Mac Jones, though, I'm not saying he lit up the world, but New England did have games where they had 40 and 50-point games.
Who?
Where Miami didn't have, we barely got 30 points.
Hey, I'm
against,
not gonna
against New England.
Listen, I'm not gonna. I'm not one of those. I actually I think Mac Jones is going to be, for a lot of. I said that even coming out, while a lot of people, there was a real negative, a lot of negativity surrounding Mac Jones coming out. I felt like, I never was the one that really said Mac Jones was going to be a bust, because I was like, well, bro, how can people have that negative of evaluation of Mac Jones when a lot of what his game is predicated on, those are the things that a lot of us like Tua about. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Very sound fundamentally, right? And he was in he actually was, he was placed upon his plate. He was given more NFL level concepts in terms of reading all three levels at the collegiate level. So for
Zach
people
Wilson?
that were sitting on Mac, pardon my language here, I'm sorry, but people that were extremely critical of Mac Jones coming out, I just couldn't see it. I thought he was, I thought Mac Jones was going to be, I didn't think he was going to, and I still don't think he's going to be a top 5 player, but productive, yeah, in this league, yeah, absolutely. So I'm not surprised by it at all.
You said Tua outplayed Trevor Lawrence.
Given the sample size, the whole sample size, the year.
No,
yeah,
I'm saying
absolutely.
in that game versus the Jags.
I didn't say nothing about that game, bro. I said the whole year.
Just making sure.
But quick question, because the thing is, you put that up. TD, at one point, did we not try to trade Tua when we was pursuing Watson? Did we not try to trade Tua to Texans, and they said they actually like Mills?
I don't know about that one. That was a lot of speculation.
Okay, so speculation that they
now
were high on Mills.
I know Houston was looking for a quarterback, and they were believed to not want Tua as part of the package. But it ain't had nothing to do with Davis Mills.
Okay.
But Davis Mills played better than Tua last year in one less game. And let me ask y'all this, especially you, EM, who had the better team?
You can make the argument Tua had the better team.
Stop saying argument. Stop saying argument and just telling people who had the better team.
You can make a legitimate argument.
Boy, I tell you, boy, you use words.
How about who had the better defense? Who had the better defense?
Really well, yeah, we know who had the better defense and offense, as far as I care.
You can make an argument Tua had the better team.
Hey, hold up.
Listen, Tua had
hey, how many games did Mills play last year? How many games did Mills play last year?
One less than Tua?
Just one less than Tua, whatever that is. I ain't look it up.
Was it 9 or something?
We've already done this homework.
And you know what? TD? He can even be considered a blip because he was a third round pick. There is no way anybody projects a third round pick at that position to come into the league and have the level, especially on that bad a team that have that level of success last year. Nobody anticipated that, bro.
So
he was third round picks at that position are backups, bro. Some of them even third teamers.
So EM, you're telling me that Tua should have been a third round pick and a backup?
No, I'm not. Listen, No, not at all. Not at all.
Listen, that's what I
But
heard.
where was
No.
Davis Mills drafted?
I said third round, TD.
What pick?
I don't know. He went in the third round. I don't know what pick.
He was
you know,
the second pick of the third round because remember, Miami had Houston's pick at number 2 or 3. It was, so he was the third pick in the third round.
Hey, would somebody
Jake,
give me Mills'
what a
line?
memory.
I feel like what was somebody give me Mills' line? What did he do last year?
He and Tua's numbers of, I mean, they're like
exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
It's almost scary, bro.
It's
I mean,
freaky.
it's freaky
It's on the
scary.
money. It's
Exact touchdowns, exact interceptions, exact yards. It actually is a little mind screwing.
Yeah, it's weird.
Just one less game.
One less game.
Now, let me ask y'all this, though. I mean, is the expectation of a third-round pick coming into the league in their first year, a third-round pick any other year, are you expecting to get that level of play from David Mills especially on that team?
Because
that's
the whole.
I answer the question.
That's the Russell
yes
Wilson situation. Here's the deal with that.
Answer the question, yes or no. Are you? If we would have drafted,
So hold on,
listen,
Ian. Are you saying that
hang
David
on.
Mills is an anomaly also?
I am saying he exceeded expectations.
Yeah,
and
that's
that's
the question.
Hey, listen,
He exceeded, bro. That's coming from the Texans front office, bro.
But let me say this.
Let me say this,
EM. Let me say this. They still drafted him at a pick where you could still get high quality players. They at least saw something.
Not the first year, TD.
No, I
TD,
get that,
listen,
but he was
hold on a second, TD. When you
forced
look
to
at
play his
Davis
first year.
Mills, though,
This is what I say to people though, because
That's
what
three
school did
quarterbacks
Davis
that Ian
Mills?
mentioned now.
What school did Davis Mills go to?
Stanford.
But as far as in the football arena, the college football realm, is that one of the big dogs?
No.
It's something I've always told y'all this. It's something about those quarterbacks that's on teams that don't have 5-star players all around them, where those numbers aren't gonna jump out. But some of them guys are just as good as the elite guys drafted at number 1. It's just that they got all the leftovers.
TD, you're talking about Herbert
That's fair.
so you're talking about Herbert before he came out.
Yeah,
because
Herbert
put up numbers the year before
because
Herbert
these
came out.
these same guys can be at a small high school just because of where they live.
Yep.
And don't get the shine in high school and they have to go to Stanford.
But TD, before Herbert came out, the year before he came out, he put up crazy numbers because he had talent around him.
He sure
and the year he came out,
and he was projected
he didn't have no Alabama level talent or LSU level talent.
But he
didn't have that kind of talent.
No, I'm not talking about the year that he came out. I'm talking about the year before.
The year before,
he put up big numbers that
but
year.
He had solid
did.
talent all his players around him went to the NFL.
So what I'm trying to say to y'all though is players that's not on a big name school getting all the 5- and 4-star players, the ones that ball out, people need to start investing in them. And there's some guys that don't ball out, they play mediocre. But I'm telling y'all, some of these guys are just good. It's just that they're not in that situation. You take Davis Mills and put him at Alabama, where he ain't got all day and wide open guys.
So TD, TD, talking about small schools.
Hold on,
are you saying Malik Willis is gonna be that next guy?
I am.
I don't know. Look, I think Davis Mills is easier said from college to pro.
I'm an intangible
Malik should have
guy.
been in the first round. He should have been in the first round.
Y'all look up in that kid, man. I'm telling y'all, I'm an intangibles guy.
Hang on. How can you offer pushback? You don't think he's a first round talent, Chris?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he was a third round talent, but I think there's too many question marks. And okay, look, you know why Davis Mills had success just potentially in the NFL? It's a bigger guy game. He's 6'4", 220 pounds. He's a big dude. Like, he's going to take those hits and stuff like that. Malik Willis is what, 6 foot? I worry about these guys in that part of the health and then it getting in their head, mental health, the bigger stage, the whole deal too. Malik Willis coming from a small school. It's a tough.
That's legit.
It can take time. But I don't see it happen for a few
years.
years.
I think Malik Willis, bro, I think first off, he's about what, 6'1" and change, right? Not much bigger. But 6'1" and change. He's got 4.3 speed. If you're talking about from a pure talent standpoint, look at his arm talent.
I think he's a weapon.
Look at his arm talent. It's compared to Josh. It's literally Josh Allen-ish. So if you're talking about core fundamental foundational traits that you look at that position to develop, because again, the NFL draft is all about who can get the best talent. It's not everything else is secondary. Everything else is secondary. So no, Malik Willis is a first round level talent. He just had a lot of pedestrian offense relative to the NFL, small school, et cetera, et cetera. He is raw. He needs development. But if you're talking about core fundamental traits, he is a top 10 talent, bro, relative to that position. I am sorry. But
Malik Willis, I believe, is going to be an amazing player on this level.
I think Malik Willis is going to be fine too. I think.
But time will tell.
NFL ready on teams that GMs need to prove something. Yeah, maybe Tennessee's probably the best situation because there's someone that's going to hold it down so him to grow.
I agree 100%.
You know what I'm saying? But if you would have drafted him in the first round, you're expecting results. They're kind of in the same situation we are. Tua was injured. We expected more results earlier. Then we were told we were going to get results. I didn't like the results.
And I feel like they got a steal for him.
Oh, it's a snag.
But again, they have an established player now. I don't agree. We all can agree that Tannehill is not top 10 or the best quarterback in the NFL. But you can win games with two. You have a established veteran, even if they would have got him in the first round. I think it would have been the pick would have been warranted. Those traits, again, I agree with you 100%. He's in the ideal situation because when he does get the opportunity to get on the field, their offensive approach, as long as it remains the same, run-based, run first, heavy play action, I think Malik Willis would absolutely thrive in that type of scenario, or even early on. So, because his traits are just,
you take talent and teach it a system, and then when the system breaks down, you let the talent take over, and hopefully they get the system operating as good as they can. That's
all I know is that Tennessee is learned from mistakes. They're gonna give Tannehill competition. They're not like hey Tannehill, you either do
they did it to Mariota.
They not giving this man no competition. Do you know how much money he making? This man is on the hook for $38 million this year.
Speaking of Mariota, I'm surprised that Atlanta didn't jump on him.
I thought so too, Voncho.
I was surprised.
I thought for sure Atlanta was going to get on that.
I thought Atlanta was all over Malik.
I did too.
Skyler, he's gonna start, bro.
He went to the right. He went to the right spot. He went to the right. He didn't. They just to get the round correct, and that's fine. They even got him cheaper, bro. Third round pick, bro. That's crazy value for a player of his ability. In my opinion.
I agree. I was shocked he fell that way. Skyler QB1, he will start no matter what, bro. Tua is gonna start. Okay, he can have a horrible camp. He gonna start.
That is where I disagree.
I know you disagree, but that's what
we had this conversation privately. Let's make it public,
bro. Let's make it public.
Let's make it
public. They're not going to allow a competition. Now, don't get me wrong. Yeah,
right now, they are not. I am telling you right now. Y'all can stop that. If Teddy Bridgewater, this is a big if it is a repeat of the Ryan Fitzpatrick situation, and Teddy is clearly head and shoulders above outperforming Tua Tagovailoa, there is no way under the sun Mike McDaniels is going to risk losing this locker room. Because guess what? If he starts Tua over Teddy and Teddy is outperforming him, especially if we don't get out the gate winning, he will lose his locker room.
But you don't let people
I gotta respond to that. Let me tell you where
Teddy will be the guy. I'm telling you.
Let me tell you where it's going to be different. Let me tell you where it's going to be different. Hold on. Let me tell you where it's going to be different, EM. And because I watch how Flores and them run practice. All quarterbacks get reps with the first team. I think Mike McDaniel and them will assure that Tua gets all the reps with first team and they will leave Bridgewater getting reps with second team. When I went to camp, they rotate. And not that it was a competition, but they rotate. QB1 playing with first team, QB2 playing with first team, whatever. I think this year they're going to give all the first team reps to Tua, give Teddy no seconds so nobody can even care. Because what they doing on the field with second team, most of the guys that matter the most anyway, they won't be seeing, man, Teddy's supposed to be over here. You see what I mean?
Bro,
I think
don't
that's
see,
what's gonna happen.
I don't see it.
I got one better for you.
I don't see it, bro.
I got one better for you. When you was in camp, you remember how you said they were playing a lot of zone, right?
Yeah,
and
99%.
Yep, Tua ate it up. But as soon as they went into the bubble where there was no media, all of a sudden Tua was throwing interceptions left and right when the defense started playing for real. So that's, you could say that's going to happen again. That even if Teddy outperforms
controlling the
them,
narrative, are they, Von Joe?
Exactly.
But you know what? I left camp upset about that.
But
I left camp. Here I am.
Gotta put on a show, TD.
Here I am. I'm
about?
at camp for 5, 6, 7 days, however long I was there, and I basically never saw man coverage unless it was like 7-on-7s. You know what I mean? I never saw man coverage.
But you know, and he was in the hot
team
sun.
drills, and it frustrated me.
No.
But
I'm sorry.
But Ian, you know there's politics in football.
Teddy don't get the job unless Tua is injured.
Especially consider what has transpired the previous 2 years. They have made, look at the investment they've made on this season. This team has to get to the playoffs. And if you have a player that's deficient at that position, there is no way Chris Greer and Mike McDaniels are going to sit there in spite of just because Tua. This is Tua's year.
This is Tua's year, bro. Get to the playoffs with or without him.
But EM, why are you acting like they don't have an eject button for next year?
I'm not. How am I not?
Exactly. They got that eject button and they bring my boy Lamar Jackson home. That's all.
No. But what I'm saying is no. We're not talking. We'll address next year when next year comes. The objective is to.
I think they're over the target, Von.
I made on this team. Are you kidding me? This is the play. This is it, bro. Chris Greer included, top to bottom. This is the year that you get into the playoffs.
Ain't no competition.
Listen, man.
That is not open for discussion, bro.
Listen, my man Chris Greer told you, man. I get you what the coach want, man. I just get what the coach want. I just collect the groceries. That's all. So
can I ask a quick question? Hold on, fellas. I got a quick question. So if we bring in Lamar Jackson, is that an improvement over Tua?
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Oh,
100% improvement over Tua?
Yes,
it is
in this offense too.
Yes.
I got to be honest, bro.
Wow.
In this offense, this weaponry.
Yes.
Ron, Joe, please explain that.
Let's see. So
first off, hang on, real quick. Let me get him first.
What's understood ain't gotta be explained.
First off, hang on. I'll ask him a question real quick. I want to ask him before I dig in. Chauncey, it sounds to me like you're surprised that we feel Lamar's an upgrade. Why don't you feel Lamar's an upgrade? Please enlighten me.
Well, I'm passing. Period. I don't care about the running. Passing. Period.
So, what have you seen on film consistently, right? Tua in his first 2 years will make you think he's an upgrade over Lamar Jackson.
Maybe I should ask you that same question. Y'all think Lamar Jackson is that much better of a passer than Tua?
Yes.
First off, we can't sit up here and say that Tua.
I wouldn't say that. No.
Yes, in this offense,
listen,
I think
when you're comparing both players, both of them are in a very similar offense. They're both RPO heavy run based, right?
They
Play
are
action based. Lamar has won an MVP in this format. Facts.
The man in his MVP season had 36 touchdowns and 9 interceptions.
Exactly.
No, 6 interceptions. Excuse me.
36 and what? 36 and 6?
In 6. Unreal.
In a heavy run-based offensive approach. Now, I do think Lamar needs development in terms of a more consistent drop back NFL level approach, right? But
to be fair,
but you can legitimately sit up here and say you can have that criticism of Tua. So all we have is the sample size that each player has been successful in. Tua has been successful in the RPO approach, so is Lamar Jackson. So when you're comparing the two, who has been the more impactful player in their approaches? That would be Lamar Jackson.
Well,
so it ain't even a conversation for me.
All right, okay, I know that, but see, when you answer that way, I know you factor in Lamar Jackson's running ability. You have to.
Well,
but that's part of his quarterback. That's part of Lamar Jackson being a quarterback,
bro.
Yeah, I definitely would.
He's a threat.
This man rushes for 1,000 yards.
He giving you 1,000 yards rushing. He's giving you 3,500 plus touchdowns. 3,500 plus yards.
He's a true RPO quarterback. He is a true
36
run
touchdowns
threat.
in a run-heavy approach. In the very same approach that Tua plays in, an RPO-based approach.
And he could take the top off you too. He's got a big enough arm to make it
Not even
pay.
a conversation to be had, bro.
And he doesn't have to crank it to throw it. He has a legit arm.
No,
where
he got a legit arm, bro. He can
and it's fair to say that his accuracy isn't
Tua's got
may
things
not be on Tua's level, but the overall game is not. I honestly don't even say it's close.
When Lamar,
because of his impact running the ball.
When teams force Lamar to read all three levels of the field, that is where the production decreases dramatic. Just like Tua. We can sit here and make a legitimate argument. That's what has plagued Tua to this point.
So you take away Lamar's run, then what? You saw what we did to him last year with that
was a depleted team. Stop bringing that up. I'm sorry. Yes, I apologize.
Wow.
I apologize.
All right.
I apologize. It's because I've had this multiple argument.
He was like, we don't clock blockers.
That's one game.
I've had this multiple argument that
we don't flip
on something. Look what we did to him. Listen, Lamar
still stopped him from running. Then what I'm saying is, you take away his run, then what?
Lamar has kicked.
Everybody knows that was coaching.
Yeah, but Sean, think about it too.
But that's the blueprint. You don't think other teams are going to play him like that?
No. I'm gonna stop you there, Chauncey. That team was depleted with injuries. So let's act like he had a fully loaded team, like that was a regular Baltimore Ravens that been kicking our team. No, don't do that. Don't do that. No,
hold on 1 second. 1 second.
Nope.
What I'm saying is, you said that the team was depleted, but he couldn't run. He couldn't run. So you take away the run, then what?
It's not that.
You could force the team to be one-dimensional.
Yeah, Chauncey. They were first of all, Chauncey. They were the best team. They were actually the best team in the NFL. 8-1. They were 8-1. They were dominating, and not only were they winning, they were winning in impressive fashion. Then they just had the worst luck of all time. Everybody was getting hurt.
That man had no running backs. No run. All his starting running backs are injured. Come on, man. Don't do that.
Bro, it's been way too long. It's been way too long, bro.
Hold on. Is that ball game I heard?
Man,
yeah.
Ball game out here creeping, man.
I ain't creeping, man. I'm just trying to get settled in, man. Finally closed on this house, man.
Congrats, man. Congrats, by the way.
Yeah. Salute to you, homie. Salute.
Oh, and this market, congratulations.
Oh, no, I bought way back in June of last year, bro. Just waited for this.
Which is even better, though, ball game. Which is even better.
Yeah.
I was going to hit you up. I sent you that text the other day, that article about we showing interest in Akeem Hicks. And you and I, we both defensive-minded individuals. So, I was going to holler at you privately, bro. Have a private conversation about the potential of us acquiring Akeem Hicks. But yeah, I tell Reason all the time, what ball game up to? Because we ain't had a chance to really get on these streams and do what we do. So I was just, I would check in with him and say, I hope everything's good.
Yeah. I just been grinding, man. Trying to
ball
make sure.
game and grinding. He been running.
All this,
okay.
Make sure all this came together. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
Hey,
Mr.
Dave,
I have a question for you. Let me ask you, being that you're a defensive corner at one time, realistically, do defensive back coaches get with the linebackers to help them on their improvements?
Good. Any good one would. You know what I mean? Because your pass defense is not just about your corners and safeties. Your linebackers have to be able to fill those underneath areas of the of the defensive scheme as well. So a lot of times what should happen, but I don't know how often it happens, is that you have the shells in terms of sevens, right? The 7-on-7s, and that's your primary linebackers and your defensive secondary all working together so they can figure out where each other is going to be and do things of that nature. But, you're talking the NFL, man, well, a lot of these guys just rely on guys to really know where they're supposed to go. But, at the end of the day, linebackers are not traditional coverage guys unless he's a guy that's been converted from maybe he put on too much weight for being a safety or something and saying a line. Now he's already so that makes him exceptional at that area. But in all actuality, any defensive coordinator that's not scheduling in time to have the linebackers working with the safeties and the corners, then I don't think you need to have a job, to be truthful with you, because pass defense is a unit responsibility, not just
the secondary. You feel me? Like the whole backs, whole back seven minus the 4 down linemen. Because I'm a true. I have a love for the 3-4 defense, but you got to have the right linebackers to run it effectively. I think truly we're more suited now the way we look for the 4-3 fronts, but we'll see what Boyer does. You know what I mean? And if they're going after Dunlap and if they go after those guys, that just improves our chances of being able to do more with the fronts. And then you can get creative in the back end with your coverages, but they all still got to work together. You know what I mean? So,
you think that we're gonna adjust to the 4-3?
I don't know. I don't think that's gonna be exclusively what we do, but I think you'll see some more of it because we had some success at times with Phillips. I mean, the last thing you want to do is have this kid not being able to really blossom, bro, and asking him to drop in coverage is just not his strong.
I agree for the D line, but I don't like it for our linebackers.
No.
Hold on, but to talk about our linebackers. Hold on,
Hold on.
Go ahead.
There's too many people. Go ahead, Ian.
No, I was gonna say, like TD was saying. See, I got off a little pushback in terms of them might be, they might be, leaning towards, a more 4-3 approach. I just look at the personnel that have rumored to have a high level of intrigue in. Akeem Hicks he's a 0 to 3 and has played primarily the 34, approach his entire career. Melvin Ingram. Now I know he played in Kansas City. He was basically a 4-3 defensive end in Kansas City, but where did he cut his teeth and where did he really earn his resume in this league? It was in San Diego in a 4-3 front as a stand-up outside linebacker. So I think with the intrigue, what's been reported now, I think if those reports are accurate, I still think Josh Boyer's approach is going to be base-wise. They're going to base out of a 34, in my opinion.
Yeah, but all of those guys, right? All of the guys that they're talking about can do both and have done both effectively.
But their strengths, though, but they've been proven to be more productive in that 34 front.
Yeah, but we're a matchup. We've always consistently been at least in the last 2 years, we've been a matchup defense. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So in those instances, right, if you come up against a squad that's really more ground based, right, the Dolphins have shown that they will adjust the fronts to try to neutralize what's going on up there. You know what I'm saying?
So
all I'm saying is that on third downs, I would rather see them getting out there with 4 than all this blitzing, and you can sit 7 back there and make the quarterback make a mistake. That's all I'm saying.
My issue is, I think
they're so productive in that approach.
But you can only do that for so long, bro.
Ball game. But that's when you're in a situation. That's when look at the situation that we've been in. We've been a one-dimensional team, defensive centric, right? No help, virtually no help offensively. If the offense, is drastically improved, and we can actually more consistently play with leads, bro. No, I think you shouldn't change anything, man.
Who in the heck is going to play middle linebacker if you run the 4-3?
We one real injury away from not being able to run that 0 at all. And it depends on what Byron looks like coming back from this. You might have to see more zone out the gate. You feel me? Like, I didn't even want to go down this rabbit hole. All I'm saying is that they have the flexibility to change up the defense however they want and give teams fits. That's all I'm saying.
Ball game, who in the heck is going to play middle linebacker in a 4-3?
What you mean?
Exactly. Please give me the name on this roster. Who you feel good with being the man in the middle?
You brought a kid in. Atlanta Roberts can hold it down for the time being.
Okay.
So you're saying that? Hold on, ball game. So you're saying that full time week 1?
No, hold on. I'm not saying that the kid gonna play the position right out the gate, but you didn't draft him.
I get that.
You didn't draft him. You didn't draft him to have him come in and just run special teams. You brought him in based on what you saw from his film. The dude is and can be the guy at some point. And Landon Roberts is only on a 1-year deal. This kid's growth process has to happen exponentially, but I don't see why. Why not? If you got the right front, if you got the right guys up front, plugging those gaps, and all he has to do is read and react.
I agree.
Why not? He's proven that he can do that. And he's not. Hold on. Let me finish. He's not a third-year junior. He is a fourth-year senior guy that's been there the entire time and did that job effectively. So why not? All he has to do is take a couple reps behind Atlanta Roberts, get him in there, get him up to speed in the NFL game, and it's different. Defense.
And also, I'll piggyback
So
on that.
not the same as offense in the NFL.
I'm more concerned about pass coverage.
Hang on, TD.
Right now,
we go different in pass coverage anyway. You're not going to play pass coverage in a 4-3.
Hang on, real quick.
I just have one question for ball game, real quick.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say ball game. With that being said, perfect segue. By what week do you see him taking over that starting middle linebacker position over
That all
Roberts?
depends on how depends on how long Atlanta Robinson stay
Nah,
healthy.
brother. I
don't think he takes over his
7.
rookie year unless he has to.
Week
Week
7.
7? You say week 7?
Yeah.
No, I think it'll be sooner than that. I think
It could be sooner. He asked me.
I think obviously ball game just alluded to his immense upside. But one thing that people are not talking about is basically the scheme that they run, that they implement in Georgia is the same in Alabama, and it's basically a copy and paste job of what we do here in Miami. So
that ain't no BS. Yeah.
So
and that's why I say week 1. That's why I say week 1.
That's a pro defense they run in Georgia.
Absolutely.
I know you hate me for this, TD. I see you just gave me a look. I say week 1, he's starting.
That's even a bigger plus for us then at that point.
It is.
I can't say week 1, but I will say
that's a knockout the park.
I'll say if I'm gonna put a number on, I'll say
somewhere
week 4.
between 4
He gotta come in camp and get better in pass coverage.
I'll say week 4.
They all have to do that, TD. But that's the beauty of it all, right? You tell me the last linebacker that you've seen come out of college.
They
all
have a deficiency in pass coverage.
You're only going to ask him to go against certain tight ends and certain running backs. You're not going to ask that kid to cover Christian McCaffrey. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't let that happen to him.
I was just saying in general. But in the 3-4, they got better opportunity.
If somebody can tell me the last time a linebacker came out of the college and actually was able to actually be top notch in pass coverage, I'll wait.
The kid that Colts got, what was his name?
Leonard.
Darius Leonard.
Yeah, Leonard.
Leonard
He came out hot.
Not in pass coverage.
Not year one. Not year one.
Not year one.
He was a liability year 1.
But again,
hold on.
This narrative about
ball game.
Here's the crazy thing. Hold on, let me finish. And then the crazy thing.
I was gonna say, do tweeners count?
But the guy that was the guy that should have been even better than all of them at it had problems with it at the NFL level. And that was Isaiah Simmons because he came from being a safety.
That's who I was telling you. Because he's considered a tweener. He's considered
a tweener. But I'm just saying though, right? So they all got to learn it. It don't mean he can't.
Because that's what I was asking.
Wasn't the focus in Georgia? Georgia's focus was we gonna stuff the run first, and then we're gonna make you beat us with the pass game. And if you want to try to throw underneath, we got sideline to sideline speed to be able to run down your tight end, run down your wide receiver, running the crosser or running the drag, and then we're gonna keep it all in front of us. And that's what they did.
Also, if he turns out to be, if he's really, really deficient in terms of coverage, just like the rest of the linebackers we have, all they're gonna do when we get in an obvious passing situation, third down, third long situation, they're gonna when we get in sub, they're gonna bring in safeties to cover anyway.
That's it.
Yo, the kid out of Oregon,
you Debbie Downing me, man.
Oregon.
I be what?
You Debbie Down me, man.
How you CD?
Bro, just do me a favor. Don't ever come on this show again talking about zone, okay?
Everybody plays zone, TD.
This team
plays
zone.
Everybody plays zone.
I'm with you, TD. I hate it when we play zone.
This team was barbecue chicken.
They focus on that.
Zone.
Every team plays zone.
This team, I get it, but this team can't play it.
Well, they need to learn how to play.
Listen, when we played the Patriots, Mac Jones ate us up every time. That's why I didn't understand why are we playing zone with Mac Jones.
But to be honest,
you have to play some zone.
Defense is the same defense that he practices against every week. Like, come on, man.
I know, but
every team plays zone,
bro.
Every
Every team
quarterback
plays
in the league
zone.
generally plays better against zone coverage than man coverage.
But God,
That's
dog,
just a
man.
fact, bro.
But we act like we can't match in zones. Like we just let people run through our area. Hey, what's up? Like we can't even come close. Like
they just don't. I don't think they rep it enough.
Hold on,
bro.
but this thing, that's why I'm with TD. Hold on, I'm with TD on this one because
they play it ball game. They play it so bad. Ball game, they play it so bad. Sometimes I feel like it's coached that way. Just stay in your spot. Let me tell you how you know. When you watch, let me tell you how you know. When you watch the All 22 and you see 3 guys back up and just plant and not one of them move.
Well, you know what I see, TD, in that zone that they call. There's not a designed play where one guy's supposed to get home on that play, or that guy's just failing at his job because everyone's sitting in their spot.
What we do well, what we do well is in matchup zones, like cover 4 quarters. We play that exceptionally well.
Depending on the play is called against.
What we don't play well, and our guys got to get better at doing it. We don't play cover 2 well.
The basic.
Well, listen, let's be clear. When you're on that hash and you got to get over to the sideline, it's hard. You know, we got young guys, but they can get better at that. You got to. I know. I just know it's not always the linebacking core either. Some of that stuff.
I just know that if we had to play zone like we did the first 8 games this year and the first 5 games last year, we ain't winning 8 games.
Nah, well, I think we'd be healthy. I think we'd
do that because
we healthy.
But that's what I'm saying, ball game. You brought it up. You brought up the health of Byron Jones, and that's the only thing that scares me about this team. We are truly, you hit it right on the head.
Coming.
Man, get out of here. We are one injury away from disaster in that area, and it ain't just Byron. It could be X.
Not if they.
It could be the nickel. It could be the nickel when we in trouble.
No. Not if the run defense improves significantly. No, they won't be. That'll go.
Not only that.
The way we played. The way we played run defense in weeks 11 through week
17.
Yeah. If we can duplicate that,
we'll be fine.
We will be fine, bro.
But here's the thing: our zone is supposed to be bend but don't break. That's what that zone's supposed to be. But we break.
Well, you're not getting to the quarterback when you sit in 3 against 5 or 3.
But that's true. We haven't gotten organic pressure all season.
Facts, that's true.
Because if you look at the alignments, a lot of that, if you go back to the table and look at the alignments, we're not giving the guys right out the gate from the alignment perspective a chance to. You're putting guys in a position where he's got to take on a tight end and a tackle. You feel me? As opposed to having him shaded outside the tackle. You know what I'm saying? And then the tight end got an arc release to get around him at that point. You know what I mean? The tight end gonna chip all the time.
Most of the time, they end backing out in coverage anyway. The way we do it.
You know what I mean?
Hold on, fellas. Hold on. Hey, ball game. I got a quick question for you. So you mentioned the rookie Tyndall playing middle linebacker, right?
Yeah, he's gonna play Mike.
All right. So who's the Will and the Sam?
Well, you're gonna have to go with who we got right now at this point. And I'm saying they're gonna put Van Ginkel.
In a fourth when we're in our base. I think it'll be initially starting out. It'll be Roberts and Baker like it was last year. With the responsibility as a first responder will be, that'll be Atlanta Roberts' job.
Go ahead, ball
Baker
game.
will be the cleanup guy. But what's that?
Say, go ahead, ball game.
Oh, my bad. I didn't hear him. Did I cut you off?
No, go ahead, man. I'm just messing with you. Yeah,
no,
but it's okay.
Just write the top 10 projection.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Finish. No, finish, please.
Go ahead. I'm done. Go ahead.
Ball game. Go ahead and finish it. Take it, man.
What's that?
You want Landon Roberts
because traditionally they probably gonna go with the same look they had from last year, like he said with Roberts and Baker inside. But if they go in 4-3, then Jerome's gonna drop to that backside wheel. The weak side, and then they're gonna have maybe Van Ginkel flex to the front side. The kid, they gonna beef him up, bro. Over the course of I think maybe from when they start OTAs until week 1, he's gonna be looking. They're gonna look to add at least 8 to 10 pounds to that frame. He got to play at 2. What is he? 230.
He's 230
right now.
230 now, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, they probably gonna get him at least 230 within a 3-month period, and they can do that. That's easy weight for him to gain.
Yeah,
But the thing is, he can't lose that speed though. He can't
No,
lose that 4
no. That won't. He
so
won't.
that gotta be muscle.
No. Because here's the thing though, right?
He's already fast.
You're talking legitimately that even there, those numbers I believe aren't exactly correct because they under the numbers a lot of times just because of the speed of the player. And they think that the speed weight ratio. I think he's actually a little heavier than he actually is. But either way, I think he'll be fine because last year for Georgia he played at 240.
It's hard.
Yeah, he was bigger last year.
But it's hard
so he can play it. He can play 240. He gonna need to do that to be able to take on the center and a guard in the NFL. He got to put the weight on.
Ball game. It's hard to put on that weight during 2 days, brother.
Listen, though, bro. Listen. Here's the problem. I get what you're saying, though, right?
In Miami.
And exactly. And that Miami Heat is gonna.
He will get it on though.
They'll
get it on. They just go hard.
They got to get that on.
If you look at him, he looks like he could put on 5 or 6.
I know, but that's hard on the body. I ain't gonna hold you. That's very hard on the body.
I'm more concerned about his upper body strength than able to absorb contact, bro. It's not necessarily his weight at that because he's 230 really at the NFL level, 230 to 240 is ideal in this modern day NFL, especially with a kid with that level of speed. That level of athleticism. But Jerome Baker put on weight and he didn't lose his speed. And this kid is probably twice the athlete Jerome Baker is.
So you got to put on the so that's the
twice the athlete Jerome Baker is?
Yeah, man.
Let me ask you this ball game real quick.
I know a lot of people hate Jerome Baker.
I don't. I love Jerome Baker. But
everybody give Jerome Baker.
Listen, we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there.
I love my son too.
Ball game. Let me ask you this real quick. Ball game. Let me ask you this about Tyndale specifically, because I was actually when I was gonna hit you up privately, I was gonna ask you. I heard first off, there's a lot of Jerome Baker comparisons, and I think. As far as when Jerome Baker was coming out of college, not talking about Jerome Baker now when he came out of Ohio State. I don't necessarily. I think the athleticism. I think it begins and ends there.
Right.
I think he's more instinctive as an interior guy than what Baker was, especially coming out. When he was at Ohio State.
I agree.
I think he, in terms of him being able to take on contact, he's a much more physical player than Baker ever was. Probably even now. You can say that right now. So, in your opinion, though, who and I get, it might not be Jerome Baker, but what type of NFL comparison do you think Tyndale, a player that's playing in like last year in this year's NFL, who does he draw the most comparison to, in your opinion?
Well, I mean, I've been watching the game for a long time, bro. So
that's why I asked
the way this kid attacks the ball, and the way he has a sideline ferocity of getting there and tackling with the intent of stopping any forward progress. He reminds me a lot of Patrick Willis, young Patrick Willis, to be truthful.
Out of San Fran?
Damn, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm not talking the polished version. I'm talking about the young
coming out of
yes.
The raw version when he was still raw.
Yeah, coming out of Ole Miss, the raw version. Yeah.
That's fair.
Hey, Mr. Ballgame, quick question.
I love that.
Mr. Ballgame, do you see the Dolphins doing sub packages with Landon Roberts and Tyndale at the same time?
No way. Landon Roberts is a liability, man. Landon Roberts is probably the biggest liability to himself because he gonna, you love the guy for his tenacity and what he brings and his thumping ability. But aside from that, bro, he's not really the smartest football player, and he's really just a guy that we just haven't been able to replace because he couldn't find nobody else to come and take the job. To be true,
Sam McGuavin can't stay healthy.
Sam McGuavin can't stay healthy. Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's the only Landon Roberts. That's the reason Landon Roberts still there. Sam McGuavin can't stay healthy.
Sam McGuavin's ankles.
Exactly. That's the only reason Roberts is still there.
He might not be the best solution as far as athleticism is concerned, but in my opinion, on the roster right now, we haven't seen what Tyndale is going to look like. But Robert is he's the best diagnoser, I think, at that position. He is the most instinctive and he's the most physical guy we have on our team.
You know who he reminds me of?
Landon Roberts will fall at your ankle, sir. As
Landon Roberts reminds me of a.
Who is that?
He reminds me of a more physical Channing Crowder.
Yeah, I would
Ooh,
agree.
I can see that. Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
that's a
I can
very
see
good
little bit of
comparison.
that. Yeah,
I agree. That's exactly what Channing Crowder was.
Trying to scheme. The offense is trying to scheme up the plate at them.
He was a Landon
and
Roberts.
expose it. Yeah. They're trying to scheme at him.
Yeah. He is the weak link.
But when he's healthy, when
he's healthy, he's serviceable when he's healthy.
He is.
He does good and he does get everyone lined up.
Hold on. You're saying serviceable for how many downs?
No.
For the downs, I need him.
Linebacker.
For the downs, I need him to.
He's on the rundown in an obvious running situation.
He's coming off the field on third down.
Landon, go in there and hurt that guy. Stop
Now,
Stop that guy.
I see Landon Roberts. I'm calling nothing but pass plays. Tight end seam. That's it.
Yeah, Derek Carr thought that same thing till he had that pick six in Oakland.
Yeah.
They'll bait you too, bro.
So stop your nonsense, Lonzo. Put a little more respect on that man's name. Stop it.
I am putting all the respect on his name. That's about as much as respect as he gets.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we turned the 1 hour stream to 3.5 hours.
This was fun though.
Man, CD, bro, this was a good conversation, bro.
TD trying to go home to go have his OnlyFans. That's what he's trying to do.
We kind of understand what this off defense like. The defense gonna look like that ain't gonna change much. They're gonna force teams. They're gonna force their will on teams.
Yeah.
I want to see what this offense gonna look like. I want to see if they're gonna have the same tenacity to go out and say, "Hey, just figure out how to stop us."
Match the defense's tenacity. They'll be in good shape for
how
the ball game.
You think
stride
early
for
on?
stride.
You think
we're gonna keep going?
You think early on?
Yeah.
You think early on?
Hey, last time we played complimentary football was back in 1994. Just a FYI.
You done, Bonjo? Are you done? You finished?
I'm just saying that was the last time we played complimentary football, and we went to the AFC.
You're talking over me right now.
San Diego. Okay,
you're talking over me right now. Little respect. That's all I'm saying. I wanted to ask the man, the grandfather, a question real quick.
I apologize. Go ahead.
And you were laughing at Kiki Ken when I did it to him the other day, and I ain't have a choice because y'all was talking. All right, man, we good. Okay, let me ask you this, bro.
Yes, sir.
Like you said, you can't wait to see what this offense looks like. I agree, but how do you think? What do you think the early on? Let's say the first 5 games. Do you think the offense is going to be significantly improved, like out the gate, or
5-0?
Or will we still be led by the defense in particular? In the first 5 games,
defense is gonna have to hold it up, man. Hold it together, bro, until they figure out exactly what they got. I mean, the training camp is only gonna give you so much, right? They're gonna have to use the live game, just like last year, bro. They gotta find an identity.
Because you're not
I think they're gonna lean heavily on the cheetah. They're gonna lean heavily on Waddle. You know what I mean? They're gonna try to get Mosa and Edmonds involved as much as possible. You know what I mean? Get the ball out of Tua's hands as quick as possible, so the offensive line doesn't have to necessarily be the brunt of all of the jokes. You know what I mean? Going forward, but I think they'll be they should be much improved. You know what I mean? We just got to see what Jackson going to give us that right tackle, because they're going to give him every opportunity to fail at that position.
What week are they going to ride?
Real quick, bro.
What's up, bro?
I got number love for you, homie. Got number love for you.
Go ahead. I was
Watch out, Bonjo looking big.
Defense always, I think anytime you switch coaches or you switch coordinators, especially on the offensive side of the ball, offense always seems to take a little more time to gel. So
I agree.
Defense gonna have to hold it together until the offense figure it out, and I believe they can do it, man. We got to see. As long as we're healthy, we can stay in the game with anyone. You know what I mean?
I agree. Now I'm gonna stop it right here because y'all gonna go on forever. No. Listen, I gotta tell you the reason why I gotta end it, because right now, and I forgot all about this. No, I forgot all about this because I want to support the ladies of the Dolphins community. No, I haven't. No, I have an appearance. I haven't. Listen, I have an appearance on another show, but I also wanted to tell people about it because they're on a show right now on Steven's channel, and all the ladies in the Dolphins community, and everybody. So I wanted to let everybody know about it and send them over there. Because I
okay.
would keep this conversation going, but I wanted to show them some love and support. So
we're at flip floppers.
Yeah, so go over to Stephen D's. I'll be on there, so we can go over to Stephen D's channel.
This is the only time I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go over there, bro. I'm done with flip floppers.
I just dropped the link, so go show the ladies of Dolphins community some love. All right, go put it in the comment section. TD sent you. All right, since I'm late. So help me out and say TD.
I'm gonna holler at you privately, bro, because there's so much stuff I want to holler at you about, bro.
Oh yeah,
listen, man, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure having a conversation with you, boy. With you guys,
Bonjo.
man.
I love you, bro.
All right, I'm about to cut all y'all off, but love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I will see y'all later.
Peace in the Middle East.
Salute,
later.
Right.
Salute everybody, Mr. Ballgame, EM.
Yeah.
Go check out the Fins Tailgate as well. Homie El Capitan in the building. Listen, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Let's head over to Miami Sports Music and hang out with the ladies real quick. See you over there. Bet. Peace.